Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to another episode of Shooting Stars Live. Super excited to be here tonight because we have none other than FamilyJules7x. FamilyJules7x has been creating video game music since 2010, which puts him in the category of a YouTube OG. He's a self-taught guitarist, and he's a hair away, just a slight hair away from 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's also had his music featured in The Binding of Isaac and Curse the Necrodancer, among other titles. Super excited to bring FamilyJules7x onto the show. Jules, what's going on, man?
You already got me blushing. I haven't even said anything. You got your man. What's up, Dan? How you doing?
Good, man. You got me blushing. This is a big moment for me personally, and this show's not about me. It's only about you. I've been such a fan of your music since I first heard it, and to have you on the show, man, thank you so much for coming on.
Dude, I appreciate it, man. I mean, I so like one of my favorite memories probably of my career in general is just like I remember like getting some message from someone like Jules, Dan Giesling's this huge fan, and I was like, oh shit, like, and I didn't know who you were before, but then when I like checked you out,
Dan?
And then I was like, oh shit, this guy's a big deal. Like, and I remember like coming into your stream, and it was like this weird like you were freaking out and I was freaking out, and like it was cool.
It's one of my favorite moments from Twitch, but it's just, I mean, when people find you on YouTube, like there's no one else. And I know you're very humble, and I know you'd probably say something different, but there's no one else out there doing things as well as you've been doing it for such a long period of time. I mean, you uploaded your first YouTube video on July 10th, at least that's public for us, July 10th, 2010. Like, has that sank in for you?
No, well, honestly, like, it's like, I mean, I'm living in San Diego now. I'm like, I've kind of gotten out of my mom's house, like doing this kind of thing, but it still doesn't feel any different. It still feels like I'm just a boy in my room making video games into, really loud guitars and stuff.
And we're going to talk all about your journey from your jump from the East Coast to the West Coast. Before we get into that, we like to kind of break the ice a little bit and talk about trending gaming topics specific to our guest. And this week we narrowed it down to one because it's a big topic and you're an expert on it. But you just recently got back from MagFest on Monday. We were just talking about it. Can you tell everyone what MagFest is and then share what your experience was like? Because I know it's always overwhelming for you.
Yeah, it's the best goddamn convention in existence, like hands down. Like it so it stands for music and gaming, so obviously it appeals to me, but there's something so cool about the fest itself is that like I don't know, you go to like PAX and stuff, you go to like, wherever, and it's always kind of like it's cool because you got all these nerds and people hanging out and congregating, but like MagFest like really feels like run by the people who go to it, if that makes sense. Just like it feels so genuine and cool. And the other part of it is just that there's something there for literally anybody. I was just on my podcast talking about this, about how like you can go there if you're into music. There's like 24/7 music going on. There's jam sessions in the hallways, like, or if you like cars, they got magic and stuff going. If you're into partying, there's just like absolutely like any floor you like walk around, you're bound to get pulled into somebody's suite and handed a drink and like, let's get drunk. It's MagFest. And it's like 4 days and it's a 24/7 con. So like it never ends. And it's overwhelming, but it's so much fun. I just got back from playing MagFest. It was my fourth MagFest. They asked me to play this year. And it was by far the best show that I've ever played, ever.
I had a chance to tune into that because it was broadcast live on Twitch. It was awesome to see, but it wasn't just you up there. I mean, your previous performances we're going to talk about it, like TwitchCon and PAX East. It was solo, and I've never, and correct me if I'm wrong, I've never seen you with a crew up there before.
Not for my YouTube stuff. I am in a power metal band from Massachusetts, and the bassist and drummer who were playing with me on stage at MagFest were my bassist and drummer from my band. The guitarist that was up there with me is my very good friend, Jack Fleegler. He goes by Toxic X Eternity on YouTube, and he's absolutely one of the tightest and most phenomenal guitarists I've ever had the chance to meet. He agreed to play with me, and it was just so unreal that I had all these like super tight players playing with me on stage. I actually didn't ask any of them to do it until I had the 100% okay from MagFest that I was playing, and that was pretty tight. That was like I think a month and a half uh, out from MagFest. So then I was just like, all right, they gave me an hour set. How fast can you learn like my medleys and stuff? And they killed it. And like I think out of the four of us on stage, I was the least tight up there because they're so professional, they're so good, and I don't know, it just best show I've ever played.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome. I want to circle back real quick because you mentioned
Yeah.
you said that MagFest is one of the more authentic or most authentic cons. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that I feel like dealing with the actual the people who work at these cons. Like sometimes when you deal with PAX and you're dealing with the people that work for PAX, trying to get passes or trying to deal with maybe getting a panel or even just like seeing them in the hallways and asking like, hey, I was just like felt up or something. Can you do something about it? I don't know. Like MagFest just seems like so much more just like everybody involved is like shirt off their back help you like do you a solid, and that's just the people who work for MagFest. I mean, the people who like go to MagFest, it's like consistently been like just this super genuine, super like friendly energy. Like everybody who goes, and I don't know what about MagFest is different from you know PAX or TwitchCon, but it's always there and it's consistent every single year.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, and there's nothing wrong one way or another, but is it less commercial? Is that?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I personally don't mind the commerciality of packs and stuff. I mean, it's cool to be able to like. I mean, at Magfest, you can't go sit in line and play a Bethesda game, obviously, but like, I feel like if PAX was 24 hours a day, like I feel like I would much more likely get just overwhelmed by just like the amount of people and like that kind of stuff. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, let me ask this. The other thing you said this is your fourth MagFest. How many of you performed at?
This was well, technically last year I they have a jam space where pretty much like anybody can go up. And last year I went up to the guy and I was just like, "Hey, I got some backing tracks. Do you mind if I play?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, go up there." And like I did. I played a full set and people like filed in. So I guess technically I performed last year, but this was my first official performance there.
Nice. What was that like getting that? Does it come in an email? You get a phone call and it's like, hey, dude, you're on.
It actually happened over the course of the year after that MagFest because I had applied a few times, but I kept getting messages from people that I knew within MagFest, just kind of saying like, "Hey, what are you doing in February?" Just like no promises, but like keep your schedule free until pretty much the last minute when I got like an email that was pretty much just like, "Congratulations, we've accepted your application" and stuff. So I was like, I remember going up to my roommate, Rashadi B, he also does kind of the same thing I do. I remember just like busting his door down. I was like, "Guess what, motherfucker? I'm playing Magfest!" And like we went out and we celebrated. It was really exciting.
That's awesome. And so was it, I mean, from going from an attendee of MagFest and being, fully entrenched and loving the con to now, I know you said you played last year, but this was obviously a different story. Was that like, did you feel different? I mean, what was it like? Because that's got to be a culmination of a goal, whether it was, you set it or was it internal and maybe subconscious. What was that like finally doing that?
It's well, I mean, as I said, like the people who are involved with even putting on the con, it's so genuine and so like everybody just seems like just everyone's a big nerd there, and everyone knows it, so no one's trying to be too real or well, I mean, everyone is real. Nobody's trying to be too like whatever about it. Like I like playing Magfest. That's always been like my biggest goal. Like one day I'll play Magfest, and then I did, but then when I did, I realized like I don't feel any different because I mean everybody who plays Magfest and works Magfest, everybody like I don't know, like nobody's different from the attendees. Everybody's putting on Magfest together. So it was almost like in that regard cooler than I could have expected it to be.
It wasn't like you were raining down with your gold scepter and you're like,
Yeah,
I've played
yeah.
Magfest.
Hello, I am Mr. Magfest. Everyone bow down to me. I own this con now. No.
But you've played. I mean, you've played at. I saw you at PAX East. You played at TwitchCon. I mean,
Yep.
this is now like a staple of gaming events. It would be to expect, you playing there. I mean, is it become, one of the things I want to. I'm just going to jump to it kind of the way, but for you, building a massive audience from music videos to playing live, and I know you said you've had a band, but playing live to that same audience, what was that? What was your first live VGM experience where you played?
Live VGM experience. Maybe it was last year at MagFest. I mean, that was like I was kind of preparing to like have a bunch of my medleys to be live. Before like that last year was the year that I was like I really want to do this live, so let's crunch down and get it done. And then I think my first one was that Magfest Jam Space thing that I did, and that was also the time that I realized like there is an audience for this. I mean, when I don't know, like when you grow up and you're listening to like metal and stuff, like and you're listening to bands like Dream Theater and all these like whatever progressive metal bands, you think like I just play video game music. No one's gonna want to listen to that. Like when finally I saw people like that I didn't know like walking in and listening to it, I was like, okay, like maybe this isn't like a waste of time and I can actually fulfill this dream of mine. So yeah, I think that was it.
I can speak from experience that a lot of people listen to it, and just I mean this is a little not TMI, but like when I'm doing stuff around the house, like I'll listen to it and my wife's like, really, FamilyJules7x again?
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry, like I like it, but
FamilyJules7x, annoying girlfriends and wives around the world.
But before we get into kind of your story, what are you? So I know you work a ton. I mean, you create a lot of music and you're a busy dude. But when you're not doing that, what are you playing right now? So like I saw that you recently tweet out you picked up a PS4. But what are you playing when you're not working?
These days, I'm actually trying to make my way through Final Fantasy X Remastered. My good friend Adriasaurus and I have like she's like the biggest fan of that game, and like she's been sitting next to me like making fun of every decision I make in that game, and it's a lot of fun. That I've been Magfest actually got me to break out my DS again, so I've been playing Phoenix Wright and Street Pass games and stuff. But as far as like PC stuff, I mean, I haven't been playing a lot of PC stuff lately. I've been wanting to jump into The Witness since I've heard really good things about that. But I'm mostly holding out for Dark Souls 3.
Got it. So you're a big Dark Souls guy. Did you beat?
Yeah.
Did you beat 1 and 2?
I didn't actually play 2. I was told to avoid 2 at all costs. But 1 I beat the shit out of. I loved it, loved every second of it.
And then I know you recently got a PS4. Have you picked up Bloodborne yet?
I have, and I'm hoping to be able to slide in some time to play some of that before Dark Souls 3 comes out, or I get my hands on it.
Got it. Okay, cool. Well, this is the part of the interview where we actually kind of slide into your backstory. How's that for a transition? So I want to get to know a little bit about, where you grew up and what your experience was like as a kid. Like, do you have any brothers or sisters? What was your upbringing like?
I was born in Western Massachusetts, where I stayed up until 4 months ago. I had a brother when I was 7 years old, so a very, very younger brother. We kind of moved around a lot, so I wasn't really in one city for very long. My mom was very young when she had me, so she was also juggling college and stuff like that. So up to I don't know. I think I finally settled down in 2000 in a city near Springfield, Massachusetts, and I stayed there until I want to say 2015 before I moved here.
Okay, so you said you moved around a lot as a kid. What was a young Jules like in elementary school? Did you do well in school? Were you a troublemaker?
Yeah, I was a troublemaker. I was a little fat shit.
Wait, you said a little fat shit?
I was a little fat shit. No, I was overweight probably until I don't know middle school, and I was was not the most popular kid in school. I don't know. This is like it's like every story ever is like, the guy who's like, oh, like I got bullied in school or whatever and stuff.
And
But
I'm gonna push back against that because it doesn't go from like the little fat kid in high school to the kid or the guy that makes a career playing video game music.
I don't know,
That story's never been told before. So
really? Well, I mean that in specific, there's plenty of stories of fat shits who like then say screw the system and do something successful. But
so when you're in grade school and you said like you're a chubby kid, did you
yeah.
get picked on? Like you got picked
Oh
on?
yeah.
How
Yeah.
did you respond to that? Were you a fighter? Were you just like, do you just take it?
I just took it, man. I mean, I've never been a fighter, really. I mean, I've always kind of just, it was always kind of more about like, fitting in and stuff. So I never wanted to like tattle or like fight back or anything. I just, I don't know, it's tough, man. I had friends. I had like one or two friends back in grade school, but like I wouldn't consider myself very popular, and stuff.
What were you into back then? Like, were you always into music? Were you like with you and your two buddies after you're getting picked on? Would you like talk video games? What did you do to kind of I guess escape as much as you can as a grade school kid?
I skateboarded a lot. Probably what attributed to losing weight. But very much into like the Tony Hawk series. The music from the Tony Hawk series is definitely the stuff that started kind of spiraling into the real music that I listened to. Like, I mean, I still remember playing like F-Zero X, and I think F-Zero X is solely responsible for getting me interested in guitar and like electric guitar and stuff. But like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, like getting to listen to like the Dead Kennedys and Primus and like all those bands that were just like, for my 9-10-year-old brain, I was just like, whoa, I can't believe this stuff exists, And then kind of like I ended up getting into I think I started listening to some metal stuff, mostly like the Power Man 5000 and stuff from Tony Hawk. But like I actually started delving into more like punk music and ska before I really like got fell in love with metal. So I was listening to a lot of like Streetlight Manifesto, Voodoo Glow Skulls, Catch 22, all those guys before I think I found Avenged Sevenfold and then never went back.
So at this point, so you're like middle schoolish, like you're skating, you're losing some weight.
Yeah, playing a lot of DDR too. DDR helps too.
Did you really? So
Yeah.
like, give me like just if we had a sketch artist here. So Family Jules or Jules in middle school. Like, how tall are you, and what do you think the scales are?
just draw a 4 foot, like 5 meatball with like a with like a bowl cut, and I think you're good.
Are any of these pictures of you on the internet at that stage?
I hope I've deleted all of them, but
All right, so middle school. So you go through grade school, you go through middle school, and you said you got picked on. How were you as a student? Did you do well in school? Did you get through it?
I actually remember like I didn't give a shit about school. Like at that time, I feel like like a lot of kids, my priorities were somewhere else. Whether it was like I wanted to go and be a professional skateboarder or I wanted to play guitar or whatever. It was never like I need to put my time and energy into my homework or whatever. And it didn't interest me. And I feel like that's kind of, I feel like with a lot of kids, who have aspirations and stuff like that, who don't do well in school, I feel like it's, I feel like a lot of people kind of chalk a lot of that stuff up into just like maybe irresponsibility or mental illness, like the whole like ADD explosion that happened in like the 90s and stuff. I think a lot of the cases was just kids who just weren't really interested in calculus, algebra and stuff. But I do remember the moment, I think I was in 11th grade, I was sitting in chemistry class and I was like, shit, I should really probably be doing well in school. And then I started doing like honor roll and stuff like that. But
what about that chemistry class moment like inspired you to do that for going through your entire, grade school, middle school career, essentially maybe not applying yourself?
I don't know. I was probably like daydreaming or something. And I was just like, well, okay, say the very likely possibility that this all doesn't work out for me and I need a job that requires some kind of academic something. I should probably not fuck this up. And I just decided to, buckle down and get that shit done.
Got it. All right, so you're in high school at this point. While you were in school, did you ever have a job on the side or?
Yeah, I worked at a Subway. And I was like, I actually got I got fired from Subway because I was really slow at it. Like, but the reason I was slow was because like I was so I was so crazy about like I wanted each sandwich to be perfect. Like I don't know why, but like I went in there, I'm just like, all right, I know I'm not going to be the fastest because there's a lot of food and crap. So I'm going to make sure that every sandwich is pristine and I like everything was perfectly like calculated and stuff and like and I just remember getting fired like really soon because they're just like you're not cut out for this. Like you need to be making fast sandwiches and I was like whatever. Never worked food again.
So,
Um,
so Subway didn't work out for me. Did you transition to another job?
Yeah, I worked at or actually before Subway I worked at a bunch of summer camps and stuff. Like I was at CIT and a counselor and stuff. I did a lot of I actually taught kids archery and stuff, which was really fun. Again, I didn't do very well because I was, a little shit, but uh
But to teach kids archery means you must be somewhat proficient in archery. Could you pull one back today and like hit the bullseye?
I honestly a few months ago I picked up a bow for the first time in like 5 or 6 years and I got a bullseye on my first try and I like but the problem is like I don't remember like all the stuff that I would like teach kids and stuff like that so like I don't know if I could do it like consistently I remember like being like I don't know how this is gonna go and I pulled it back I hit a bullseye I was like I'm not doing that again just let that be my legacy and I'm not gonna screw it up.
So chalk that up to something we didn't know about you, that you're proficient in archery. We'll leave it at that. So
Hopefully still.
so I want to circle back. You mentioned you talked about F-Zero X and that kind of planted the seed for you playing guitar. So do you remember the first time you actually picked up a guitar?
Yeah, I was 14. I actually always wanted to play guitar, but I think my mom was like, I don't want you like electrocuting yourself or something like that. And I'm just like, okay, mom. I don't know. I picture in my head, she just pictured that like these strings on the guitar are like these live wires that if you touch them, you like shock yourself. I don't know. But no, like she never let me get an electric guitar. But when I was like 14, I had my step grandmother. We called her my nanny in my family. Um, Bought me an acoustic guitar, and that was the first time that I actually got to hold a guitar. And obviously, like I sucked at it, and I just remember. I remember something about it. I just kind of like obsessed myself with it. You know what I mean? I was just like I've always wanted to do music. I tried playing drums and it didn't work. I put a lot of work into that, and I just remember just like I think I had like a guitar for dummies book, and I was like learning all the like basic chords and stuff. And I remember like at night just sitting there digging my hands into the fretboard, just like I'm gonna get good at this someday. I have to. So yeah.
Where did that desire come from for you? Is there anyone like in your family is talented musically, or where was it just something internal?
My grandfather was an opera singer, and that's about it. Everybody else in my family are like super intellectuals. Like everybody's like teachers, computer programmers, whatever. And I like not that I wouldn't consider like myself like able to do that stuff. It just never really interested me. It was the music and stuff that really like got me to like. So maybe it was just that if I was gonna be good at something, I wanted to be good at something that I was interested in, and I was interested in guitar. So that's probably where my mind was at that point.
Where did your grandmother or your step grandmother get the idea to get you that? Like, was it something you like talked about all the time?
No,
she just bought you an acoustic guitar and was like,
yeah. And I don't know. I guess she just figured like, hey, this is something productive. I could buy him like, I don't know, what do kids at 14 get for socks? Like probably figured like, hey, I'll get something maybe he'll do something with, and I did. So guess it was a good gamble.
You get this acoustic guitar, you're obsessed with it. You're not that good to start. So then I know the answer, but I want you to tell people like, did you go and get lessons? How did you learn how to play at age 14?
I actually had the mentality that I think a lot of kids do, and I usually kind of try to steer kids away from it now, where I wanted to develop my own style. I didn't want to like learn some, crusty old blues players style fucking, and like I wanted to learn metal and based on the stuff that like I liked, and I was just going to learn all my favorite licks. I was going to learn all my favorite things and then try to develop my own style around it. The problem with that is I developed tons of bad habits, like not using my pinky when I played, or holding my pick too strongly. Very, very, like, these are all very common mistakes I see with guitarists and stuff. So I actually went about 7 years without taking lessons, and then I went to college and studied classical guitar, where I did get lessons. But yeah, that's one of the things that, like, I just, one of my mistakes. I'm usually just like, if you want to do that stuff, just at least take a few lessons where, some guy can beat you with a ruler and tell you to, stop holding your pick wrong, or like fret the notes right.
So when you got your guitar and you're teaching yourself, did you skip right over like Mary Had a Little Lamb and went right to one of your favorite songs? Do you remember the process of how that went for you?
Honestly, like, I feel like in the beginning, I was very conscious of, like, I need to kind of pay my dues with all that stuff. But, like, I remember I very quickly, jumped into, like, Green Day and stuff, which, I mean, is pretty easy. But also, like, I've always been, like, a really big Green Day fan, so I had a lot of fun. So I think I tried to apply, playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but in a way that, like, what's the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star equivalent in, like, punk music, and then how do I do that? I don't know.
No, it makes sense. So then, okay, so you're at age 14. You're teaching yourself. While you're teaching yourself, is like your mom or your brother poking their head in your room and like, wow, he's getting pretty good. Like, when did you
No,
know?
she was
Like,
just like, go do the dishes, stop playing guitar.
did you tell your friends, that you played? Was it something you kept to yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I'd bring my guitar to school and, like, sit in the corner and play, like, Elliott Smith or something, like, and people would come over and
Nice.
listen. But, like, I mean, I feel like that was one of the first points. Like, I'm 14, I'm still, awkward and kind of fat. My voice never, like, really set, like, at a young age. So, like, I was the squeaker kid for, like, a really long time. So, like, people didn't really want to be friends with me for a while. But, like, that was the first point when I started playing guitar and stuff, and people came over to listen to me do that. Like, that people were like, "Oh, hey, you can do things. That's cool." you know.
Got it. So, okay, so you're learning, you're self-teaching, you're practicing. How often were you like, would you get home from school and then just like lock yourself in, or would you go play like N64 and then play guitar, or what would your self-practice look like?
There was a lot of days and a lot of months where I would come back from school. I would lock myself in the basement with, like, I had, like, a combo amp, and I would just sit there, and I had, like, a book this big of just tabs, and just like, all right, what are we playing today? Figure it out. I had this little pedal. Eventually, it was like a loop pedal that, like, I could record something on it, and it just played it over and over and over again. So I just, like, play, like, a rhythm thing, and then to a song I'm learning. And I remember, like, every day trying to learn, like, a new song and, like, record it down. And that was probably one of the biggest forms of tightening up my playing. That I always tell new guitarists and new students to record yourself. Absolutely record yourself, because I feel like I feel like with even just singing and stuff, like, if you sing for a long time, eventually, like, you get used to your voice, and you think you sound good, but then you listen to yourself on a recording, and like, obviously you're like, oh my god, I'll just delete that. But you could really effectively figure out the little nuances that you need to just adjust and stuff that you wouldn't typically see while you're playing. So I think those years when I was, like, coming home for hours and hours a day and just, like, recording, dumb shit on this little pedal, is where I started really tightening up and getting at least okay at guitar.
Got it. So you're spending a lot of your evenings or after school like locked up practicing. When does it go from Green Day to playing your first video game song?
Um, I remember it was actually F-Zero X that, like, I remember that was one of my favorite, like, soundtracks of all time, and I remember, like, I still remember the day I went on, like, the computer, and I looked up, like, F-Zero X guitar tabs, you know what I mean? And, like, of course nothing comes up. It's like,
Like what year is this, just to give some context? Like,
probably 2006, 2007.
okay.
Obviously nobody made tabs for a video game. And if they did, they were really bad and they were really wrong. So I did what I could, and I learned, like, Mute City and Big Blue and stuff. But then I remember that was kind of the moment when it was just like, holy crap, like video games have like, really like not just well, obviously I knew that they had interesting music, but they had like really challenging music, stuff that like I felt like maybe if I learned this, maybe this is that piece of the puzzle of the style that I was trying to develop. Like who else was influenced by like, yeah, Kokiri Forest from Legend of Zelda. Like everybody like grew up listening to Led Zeppelin and stuff and playing riffs like that. Like what kind of style would I develop in the future if my main inspirations were from Pokemon and Mario and stuff?
So you said you started playing these F-Zero songs, and you said like you taught yourself, but if there's nothing to go off of, no tabs, how did you do that?
I think that was kind of the point when I started having to learn stuff by ear, trying to like force myself to be like, okay, here's a song, and just like playing one note like over and over and being like, okay, that note is like playing every fret until I kind of find something close to that note. Learning music by ear is like, especially when you're starting to do it, is one of the most like just scariest things, just because there's so many notes, there's so many like it just feels like you're trying to, needle in a haystack pretty much, especially when it's like F-Zero music that's just absolutely shredding.
So you put this first song together, first couple of songs by ear, and this is, you're talking '06 when like video game music is prominent now, but back then, for someone to be playing an F-Zero song on a guitar, is extremely rare. Did you call your brother down? Did you play it for anyone? They're like, oh, this is amazing. Was there any appreciation for that from anyone that enjoyed video games back then?
Not really. I guess I think part of it was I was still pretty trash at guitar too. Like that, like, I thought I was nailing the song, and then people would be like, yeah, that's cool. What are you trying to play there? But yeah, no, I feel like for the most part, like this still the people were more impressed when I was playing like Sevenfold and stuff like that than if I was playing, video game music. But then I think I finally crossed over into a point where it was just like, okay, well, I'm having a lot more fun arranging video game music than learning a song that somebody else has already written on guitar. So I'm going to do that instead of just trying to impress everybody.
When do you say, like, if you had a frame, when do you think you made that decision?
Probably around when I started making my videos. I remember the idea for making that first, that first James Bond medley I did. Was I was playing a GoldenEye Source. Did you ever play that?
GoldenEye Source?
Yeah, they remade GoldenEye 64 in the Source engine.
Okay.
And I thought it was cool. A lot of people like were just like, I don't know, like I feel like GoldenEye is one of the classic examples of like nostalgia glasses, to the point where like I feel like people remember GoldenEye being this like absolutely, I mean it was this cutting edge mind-blowing first-person shooter. But now playing it again, it's a mess. Like I still love it, but I can see why some people would be like, these controls are awful. The guns are stupid. Nothing's balanced. I mean,
if you're odd job, you win every time. It doesn't
right,
matter.
exactly, because you can't fucking hit them. GoldenEye Source was I felt like a really really good reimagining of it in a way that is balanced, in a way that is accessible to like the generation, and it was fan made too, so it was really cool. But still, nobody seemed to play it. I mean, but I remember hearing that like I think it was Cradle, like the Cradle level, and just being no, it was Damn. It was the first level in the game. It's just got like this just chugging guitar and like these like horns and stuff, and I was like, dude, that would be so sick as like a metal song. So then I remember trying to find something like GarageBand, because that was the only thing I was familiar with, and I found a program called Mixcraft.
Okay.
It sounds total shit, but they were like, give us $60 for a lifetime membership and you're good. And I used that for like 4 years, but I used that to start making GoldenEye music and effectively more video game music in the future.
Got it. So this is like right around 2010. You mentioned that you went to college and you kind of you broke some of your bad habits. What college did you go to, and then how did that work out for you?
I went to it was Holyoke Community College in Western Mass. They were the only community college at the time that offered classical guitar. Most colleges did jazz. But like jazz wasn't something I was particularly interested in. But by the time I got out of college, I was very interested in jazz because I took some classes and stuff on it, and I played a little bit. But getting into it, I knew that I wanted to. I felt like I could apply classical guitar to the kind of covers that I was doing more so than I could have jazz guitar, and mostly because like I felt like I was spending most of my time at home already playing electric guitar. That I felt like, okay, if I spend my college time working on acoustic and classical guitar, maybe that would spread out, how I was practicing and stuff. So
Got it. So you kind of got what you wanted to play at home, and then what you should be playing
right.
at school. Got it.
And
Okay.
plus, I figured learning classical would be the one that would kick my ass harder, as opposed to jazz. Where I mean, at the time, it just sounded like, oh, I could play jazz and just hit every note on the fretboard randomly, and I guess that's because that's what it
It's
sounds
improv.
like. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's improv, and like there's a lot less rules. Classical guitar, I knew that there were like strict rules about everything that you did, so I hoped that would kind of kick my ass into gear.
Got it. So that kind of refined your talents and I guess broke some of your bad habits. And then
Yeah.
let's fast forward to 2010. You said so you're playing Source. You put together your first medley, but where did the inspiration for that come from? Because you can go on YouTube now and you see tons and tons of video game music, but back in 2010, like where did you get that idea from? Like who were you looking to? Like I'd like to try that.
Yeah, there's two guys that were kind of doing what I wanted to do. A guy named Metal Daniel 03, who was just in his room and he shredded on like Final Fantasy and stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, but like I want to kind of do something a little like I was also interested in video editing and stuff like that. I'd made some crappy home videos when I was in school too. But like I was like, all right, I already know how to use like Adobe Premiere. Like I don't want it to just be like a one shot thing. I want it to like kind of be interesting to watch, like being able to see each instrument and stuff like that. And then this guy CS Guitar 89 came around, and he did exactly what I was looking to do. And he was doing it like with the best sound. Like even to this day, like his older stuff has some of the best sounding covers and stuff for video games. So I think I borrowed a lot of stuff from CS Guitar 89's video editing and shooting and stuff to kind of make my own kind of style of doing it.
Got it. So at that time, he was one of the very like small handful of people doing it.
Yeah, definitely. 2010 was definitely, there was maybe, you can count on your hands how many people were doing video game metal.
Got it. So you put this medley together. How long? Do you remember how long it took you to shoot it and like put it all together? Because if you watch it now, it's really good for a first YouTube video. I mean, it's really impressive.
2 weeks. I remember it took me 2 weeks to do it. That was the time frame I gave myself. Like, I think I kind of gave myself like whenever this gets done. And then after like about 2 weeks went by, it was close enough to where I was just like, okay, I want to work on something different. And I just uploaded what I have, and that was what it was.
So talk about that first moment of uploading. For you, what were your thoughts? Were you nervous? Were you just like, all right, let me just throw it out there and see what happens? Or
honestly, I think the weird thing with me that you might not hear with most YouTubers was like I didn't even have viewers in mind when I uploaded to YouTube. Like I feel like the idea of it was more to kind of create a portfolio, kind of just have something where I made something. Where like maybe in the future I could like send to like if I wanted to do studio work for a video game or something, that I could be like, hey, like here's some of the stuff that I'm capable of. Here's just like a bunch of videos I made. The fact that like as many people as there are who listen to me now, like that never crossed my mind. So there wasn't a whole lot of nervousness to it. It was just kind of like I was almost. I feel like I was almost doing the videos because I would be nervous doing anything else, if that makes sense. Because like I wasn't so much a fan of live performances because like I'm super nervous about playing live. Like even to this day, like I just like my heart's beating. I'm just like I'm gonna screw up, and I'm visualizing that first note that I have to play, and like I'm still a wreck when it comes to performing live. So I was actually like I felt like doing music in front of a camera and then dealing with the people listening to it later would be like way less nerve-wracking.
So, okay, so you'd mentioned that that you would have this portfolio. Was that what were your intentions in terms of, did you have an idea to one day have your music in a game or have you performing in a game?
Yeah, I think that probably did cross my mind at the time. I feel like at the time that I was starting to do this YouTube stuff, I really I really didn't care what I was doing as long as it was music. I remember I've always had this mentality of like I would probably get the same like hype out of life if I was being a rock star as I would like a chorus teacher or something. Just because like music was the most fulfilling thing for me. And I think probably because I liked video games and stuff, I was like it would be cool to make a living in video game music, I guess, if that's a thing, you
Yeah.
know.
And back then it was like, who, no one even knew what it was, or not as prevalent now. So you released your first video. Do you remember what it was like reading like the first comments and seeing that people were actually watching it?
Uh, Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure I kind of got obsessed with it a little bit. I'm sure I was like, reading them and be like, oh my god, like, and like checking it every day to see if anybody like left another comment and stuff. Oh yeah, definitely. But again, like it wasn't really like again the main point of it all. The main point of it was just to kind of like build this repertoire. I remember after I finished that video, I was like, okay, how fast can I make another one? I was just like, I just went to work on it. I was like, let's do Kirby, fuck it, and like, I made like this tiny little medley. Oh, go ahead.
No, so you pick like, of course, not one of the most challenging soundtracks. Like there's like you can pick all these things. I'm like, I'm gonna pick Kirby because
Yeah, I've always
extremely
loved Kirby.
difficult to play.
Yeah, and I did it in a week, like, and I was just like, okay, I think it's feasible for me to make these weekly, even though I like busted my ass like for that whole week. I don't think I like thought about like could I keep the stamina of doing this for like the whole do it for a year thing didn't even like come to mind. Like I think at that time I was just like, let's see how far I can go. But yeah, no, especially when I started doing medleys in one week, like holy shit, man. It was like every day wake up, go onto the computer, maybe eat sometimes, maybe sleep sometimes, but just got to get it done in a week, and it somehow I didn't miss a week.
So let's talk about that, because for people that don't know, you did 3 years of releasing new music every Tuesday, and I referred to it in my household as it was Christmas every Tuesday during these 3 years, because it's like every Tuesday morning you'd wake up, you have no idea what the song was going to be, but you knew it was going to be there. Can you talk about like where that came from, and then the ability to do that? I know you took a little time off in between each year, but I mean, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, I do remember, particularly when I was working on the Binding of Isaac medley, there was like I would do shifts of like sit in front of my computer, play those riffs over and over and over again, and then like go to my bed, scream into my pillow, have a headache, just like I want this to be over, I want this to be over, put it down, get back on the computer, record. It was insane, but like somehow I still loved it. Somehow it was still just like I couldn't get enough of making these video game arrangements, just because like I couldn't believe I was I don't know, like somehow making these video game songs sound like this. And I mean, I don't think I ever considered what I was doing was good, but I definitely considered what I was doing was like interesting and something that like I wanted to upload. So I feel like that kind of kept me going. It also kept me going. I didn't feel as productive doing anything else at the time. But I do remember, at least in my first year of doing it, I had a job as a software technician. So I was, and I worked from home too. So I was able to kind of like, do some work, and then in the downtime be able to like open up the DAW, play a few riffs, and then like shut it down before anyone could catch me, and then get back to work. And that's kind of how I was able to do the first year. But then I feel like after I got laid off from that job because it was like a smaller, it was kind of like a smaller company, and I think they were just kind of trying to downsize because they weren't making a lot of money. But by the time I left that job, I started making like a little bit of money doing the covers and stuff. So I was like, screw it, let's just see if I can make this a full-time thing, and somehow it worked.
And so at what point, like, so it was end of year one, or when did you, right at end of year one, you're like, let's do it, or?
Um, hmm. I want to say, I don't know, honestly. Like, I don't really remember the transition because I remember there was definitely a lot of time where I was just broke as shit, and every time I went to like Starbucks, I would be also on like Mint, making sure I could like afford this shit, like while I was kind of doing this. But I don't remember the exact time, honestly.
So when you're doing this and you're spending, all your waking moments creating these videos and arranging this music, like, what does your family think? What does your ma think? Like, did she know what was going on upstairs?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I feel like until like, things like I was, getting probably, 5 digits of views and, comments and stuff, and being featured on things like I was featured on Kotaku at one point, and all this stuff. I think that's when she was finally like, okay, I don't really get it, but you're doing something successful, I guess. So keep it up, And then it took a while, but I think yeah, she's very proud of what I'm doing and stuff. My brother is very business oriented, so like immediately when I started making any sort of money, he was just like, okay, let's like maximize this revenue stream and stuff, and like my brother's wonderful, and he helped me out a lot when it came to like partnerships for YouTube and just generally like trying to manage my time in a way that could let me do this. Like I feel like a lot of the time when people like see Patreons and stuff like that, they don't realize that like a lot of us are not trying to make money doing what we're doing. We're trying to be able to sustain our lives so that we can continue doing what we love, rather than have to get another job and therefore not make as much stuff as we could. So I feel like my family and my friends really, really kind of helped me push it a little bit further out of just I make music. I don't know what else I'm supposed to be doing.
yeah, no, okay. So at that point, you take the leap of faith, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go full time. And at that point, you're in the middle of your I call it 3-year challenge, even though probably at that time you didn't know it was 3 years. Was there any point in time where you're like I need a week off, I have to throw up the white flag, and like, what did you do?
I told myself to shut up, and I just did it anyways. I remember definitely like I did a Dr. Mario cover, and you could literally see just how white and dead I was because like I was so sick that week. I remember doing a lot of the recording, like literally like crawl to my computer, plug in something, and then crawl back into my bed, like pressing the record button with my toes and like trying to play a bass line and stuff like that, trying to arrange everything. No, I mean the only time I ever missed a week was literally we had this like freak snowstorm that made it so that there was no internet access anywhere near where I lived. So I mean I had the video ready. I think I tried like I think I found service or something, and I tried to like hook up a laptop to my phone with like, and I was just like, it's got to get up, and it didn't, and that was the only time.
Do you remember what song that was?
That was it was in the beginning of year 2. We had a tornado, like a huge like 2 double tornado in Massachusetts, but it doesn't fucking happen. And I remember somehow I still got the video up because like I had a friend who had some like weird hookup with the internet that I was able to like literally bring my tower, drop it off, like plug it in, and I uploaded Corneria from the original Star Fox during that week. But I think it was probably like actually I want to say it was another Star Fox song. Maybe the Star Fox covers are cursed. I don't know.
All right, so one of the things I thought was masterful and is at the end of year 3, you released this, compilation of the history of video game music. And I know, from watching you during that
PTSD.
I know from watching you during that time, it was an extensive amount of work, but it was kind of like, as a viewer and as a fan and as a listener, as like everything just came together. Like, you saw why maybe you picked some older games along the way. And, at what point did you plan that out? Because that was clearly, from my standpoint, being a fan, that was like, I want to say like a mass public hit, where like that drew in a lot of people that may normally not have listened to you.
That was kind of like, I always, I feel like the main inspiration for that, there was a Mario Paint video of kind of like the history of video games that kind of came out. And I really liked the idea of it because you didn't know what was coming next. You know what I mean? Like, what you wanted to hear, but you didn't know like what was going to come next. And I really liked that kind of like anticipation. So I wanted to kind of take that to the next level and make it like a guitar medley. And then when I was trying to plan out the songs, I realized that like, okay, I mean, like, how am I going to organize this? I can't just like how do you decide on a big like bullet point or big milestone in gaming? So the only thing I could think of, like, do a song every year, like try to pick like a song, like a game that was like really like huge that one year. And obviously I knew people were going to be pissed. Obviously I knew that, 2003, like Halo came out, but also like, I think like didn't World of Warcraft come out that year? I don't know. Like, no, Halo came out like 2000 or something. Point is, like, I knew people were going to be pissed, and I knew people were going to like comment on it. So I was just like, well, wait, that will create conversation. That will create like people like, getting riled up and talking about it. Like, perfect. I hope I do piss people off, like, so the way I kind of went about that was just, I started year 3 with a bunch of songs backlogged, but I started doing like really insane medleys, like Shadow of the Empire from 64 was probably one of the most intensive songs intensive medleys to arrange. Same thing with Dark Souls and stuff. So like my backlog slowly started dwindling until like that last video where I made a 17-minute medley. I literally just had a week to do it. And it was my finals week for college too. So it was just like, well, here we fucking go. Let's see if this actually happens. But no, yeah, it definitely blew up, and I was really happy about that.
I thought it was awesome to see, because it became an event, like it was a Twitch event, and it was just, it seemed like for me, as a fan, like that's the moment it went from like, okay, you're releasing a video every Tuesday, to now it's like, okay, see you, Jules, like I'll see you in another life, Jules. And then, and it's coming to the evolution now where, like, I look at your channel now and what you're doing. Can you talk about the organization of that? Because I feel like it's very well thought out in terms of your streaming and the songs you're creating on your channel. Can you talk about the planning that went behind that?
There wasn't a lot.
Are you kidding me? Really?
I'm really kind of just, I'm spitballing, man. I mean, like, most of the shit I'm doing here, like the idea of doing every year was just kind of like, okay, I'm realizing that, like, I can't do this forever. I need a way to kind of like breathe and concisely end it in a way that's not unorganized and whatever. So I figured, like, okay, arguably feasibly I could do this for a year. And I did year 1, and then I figured, like, okay, let's do year 2, make it bigger and better. Okay, let's do year 3, make it bigger and better. I've always tried to think of everything that I do as clean cut as I possibly can, in a way that it's not, there's no jagged edges. There's always, like, people know what to expect, because I knew that people were subscribing to my channel. I mean, that's literally saying, like, I like what you do, and I expect you to make good stuff. That's why I'm subscribing to you, and I have expectations of you. And I translated that as, okay, you expect me to be timely with what I do, keep a certain kind of quality with what I do. So I wanted to really make sure that me as somebody who's creating content did always lived up to those expectations and in a way that was professional to my standards.
Got it. So, the way you have things laid out now, can you talk about what you think people expect of you and then what you're actually producing on your channel now?
They probably expect me to make more music than I am now, but lately I've been doing these medleys where I have people in the comments vote for their favorite song in a certain category. I just released top 10 file select themes from a game. But before that, I did like intro themes, and I'm about to start working on the top 10 level 1 themes from a video game, and that one's gonna have some really cool songs. I've already added up all the votes, and I'm really excited to get working on it. Those are cool because they kind of they're like the middle ground between doing the covers and doing replay. That giant compilation video I did, where you're getting these a little bit more developed covers than I did in replay, but in a way that there's still an anticipation, there's still a hype about like what's the next song going to come up? Is it going to be the one that I think is good? Like, I mean, I was inspired a lot by, say what you want about them, but WatchMojo.com, like even though they're just like a top 10 YouTube channel.
Okay.
And they upload like 5 things a day, and usually it's trash. Usually it's just like I don't know, like top 10 garbage cans you see in an airport, like really like specific dumb crap. Like, I mean, I'm obviously they never made that video, but
yeah.
But like when it came to like when they did like their top 10 2015 video games, like I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, I hope like this game comes up, and like when it does, like, yeah, man. But when it doesn't, you're all pissed off and
right in the comments.
Right, yeah, it's just totally unsubscribed. Why didn't you put Crypt of the Necrodancer in 2015? No, like I don't know, like I feel like one of the most important things about making art in general, whether it be making music or art or even, streaming on Twitch, is evoking emotion, right? You want to evoke emotion out of your audience and stuff. And I felt like that was almost like already with the music that I'm trying to evoke, like I wanted to evoke even more with like, riling people up about expectation and anticipation about what song is coming next.
You talk about anticipation, and there's one, like, there's a bunch, but there's one that just burned in my head, and that's when you did the DuckTales medley.
Yes,
and like
you
get
fun.
to the end, and then there's like this long pause, and the screen goes black, and you're like, no, he didn't include the moon theme, and then all of a sudden, like the first time you watch it, and it's like, there it is, like, for someone that's a huge fan of you, but even if you're a fan of DuckTales, like you feel this like wave come over you of like anticipation, but also like almost relief that like he did it, and then it just hits you. And I didn't know that was conscious at the time, that you're like this puppet master pulling the strings and you want this song? Nope, here's this song, and this song, see ya. And then you deliver, and it's it was,
I've definitely tried to refine that, because that's definitely one of my favorite things to do, is just piss people off, but then like then give them what they want after pretending like I wasn't. I did the same kind of thing with my Donkey Kong Country 2 medley, where I started it with Sticker Brush Symphony, but like really quickly I played like 4 bars of it, and then I was like, all right, next. So it almost seemed like, wait, that's all you're gonna do with that song? But then the medley ends with like a 2-minute version of it, like that just like modulates and goes crazy and stuff. No, like from the beginning, I've always been very conscious about building anticipation, starting with a song that would hook, and ending with a song that everybody wanted to hear, kind of thing.
So, and in terms of building that, I look at what you're doing on your channel now is that, okay, so far this year you've released those 2, top 10s. And then, but you can also now like watch you as you compose those, on Twitch. And I just feel like, I know you said you're throwing stuff against the wall, but for me, it's like, okay, I know I can expect all these things. And I kind of feel like, in a good way, that your brother had a hand in it, where it's like, okay, here's what Jules is doing. And then from like a fan standpoint, because when you're a fan of someone and their work, you want to see it grow. I'm not like one of those hipster people. It's like, no, I found him when he had, 50,000 subscribers. You want him to grow so you can keep doing more of that. I feel like the stuff you're doing now will bring in a wider audience, because like, so say you release a Dark Souls medley. Well, what if you don't like Dark Souls? You're probably not going to listen to it. But someone's going to listen to the top 10, level 1 songs. Like, did that play at all a role in you taking this route?
With the accessibility of the videos, you mean?
Yeah, the accessibility and like wide reach, because like the videos you're doing now between the file select and level 1 and intro, like just from a logistic standpoint or keyword standpoint, which it's not the right way to say it, like a lot of people are going to watch those as opposed to like, hey, Mega Man 2
Right.
medley. I mean, did that play a role into your decision to do that?
A very small role. I've never really wanted to make my. I mean, I never wanted to be very clickbaity with my videos, and starting to make top 10 videos is really kind of going against that. But I think the thing that finally trumped that was I really like top 10 videos. I really like it. Like it doesn't matter if it's a dumb thing or like it's cool to hate it or whatever. I like watching videos where it's going down a list. It's engaging, and it makes me want something, and it makes me therefore enjoy it. So I feel like with the top 10 videos, I came up with the idea. I'd been watching all these top 10 videos, and I wanted to know how I could take that to the next level. And it was obvious. I would just make them all, like, list all the ones that people voted for, but do it in my own way, in the way that I've always been doing it. I feel like it was mostly just a shower idea. You're in the shower, you're like, hey, what if I did top 10 videos? How would that work? And kind of then thinking about it from a business point of view, like, yeah, I guess it's engaging and people are going to like it, and that's going to lead to more success to my channel and maybe more people watch me. But I think the thing that always kind of pushed me to do what I do is that I enjoy it. Mm-hmm. Because I would hate to get to a point where I start making content I didn't enjoy, even if it was making me more successful.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I mean. In your defense, like, I don't look at it as clickbaity. I just look at it as like, it's like, okay, so before Tuesdays were Christmas, and now like when you release the music, it's like 10 presents instead of 1, and you don't know what the hell to expect, which is cool, because some of those like games I've never, from like, there's some games I've never played, but I'm still gonna listen to it because I like you, and then
thank you.
What you do.
Like Danganronpa was in the last one. I hadn't played that one before. Like, what is that? Yeah, but it's cool. My friend Adriana that I was telling you about earlier, like, she loves that game, and like, immediately, like, when it got on, she was like all giddy and made me sit and watch all these videos and stuff of it, and it's cool because it's actually like something like, I've always been afraid of doing songs from games I've never played. But I knew that was something I had to kind of sacrifice with doing these. But in a weird turn of events, it's exposing me to games I never would have checked out in the first place. So
yeah,
I think it's cool.
That comes to mind. Like, I remember watching one of your videos, and it was a Street Fighter 2 video, and I feel like I read somewhere like, hey, I've never played a lot of Street Fighter 2, and then you just like killed it on this song, so that was like, I thought it was, I don't know if you mentioned it in the video or in the comments or something, but I remember reading that, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but it didn't affect, the quality of the, the song.
I remember right before year 2, I was just like, all right, I love Street Fighter 2 music. I've just never played the damn game. So I remember, I think I found like an emulator in a ROM, and I just sat down and I just sat there and I was just like, I suck at fighting games. I'm like, dude, I am so bad at fighting games. It's not even funny. I am handicapped to crap when it comes to, like, even like Scott Pilgrim is one of my the beat 'em up game is one of my favorite games of all time because of the music. I can't get past the first level. It's not like everybody. I'm like here, you try it, you do, and they do it on the first try. I'm like, there's something deep ingrained in me that fighting games I just can't do, beat 'em up games I just can't do. But when it came to Street Fighter 2, I loved the music, so I just like. Yeah, I feel like the actual gameplay of a game is very important to playing the music, and maybe I'm whatever, I don't know, but like superstitious or whatever, but like I feel like the actual feel of playing the game can very easily be conveyed in the way that I play the music for the medley or the cover. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously Dark Souls, like that medley I'm playing, like, it's so chaotic and crazy and difficult to play all that stuff, and I wanted to really capture that feeling with it. So for all the Street Fighter, it's all hype as crap because the game is hype as shit, you know? So like I wanted to like make sure that like especially with like Guile's theme when I did that, I made a lot of just like again the word that keeps getting thrown around is anticipation, but like trying to just keep the hype up the entire time, as opposed to like Donkey Kong Country 2, which is way more atmospheric and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying, like, this is the last time I'm going to gush, but, like, you talk about introducing people, or, you know, you're being introduced to new games to music. There were a few medleys that I listened to of yours, like Scott Pilgrim and Castle Crashers. I'd never played those games, so I would listen to those songs on repeat, and then we had some friends that come in from out of town, and we play these 4-player games together, and then we load up Castle Crashers. I'm like, this is Jules' song. I started to associate the songs that
weird
that you know, and then it happened the next summer with Scott Pilgrim, and it's just like you made that. Like I don't feel like I wouldn't have enjoyed those games as much had you not introduced the music, you know, in a weird way. And I'm sure I'm not the only person like that.
I never really considered that. That's cool.
Yeah, so I mean that's enough of the gushing because I want to keep this about you. But we're getting close to the end of the first segment. But I want to ask you, is there any? I have two final questions to wrap things up. Is there anyone that you haven't collaborated with that you'd like to in a dream scenario? Whether you know YouTube, and then like saying like you could pull off anyone from any era to collaborate with. So like a fantasy one. Or, you know, fantasy real life or people in the community.
Well, I mean, I definitely want to collaborate with everybody, like straight off the bat. Like, I mean, collaborating with musicians is one of my favorite things to do. It's hard. It takes up a lot of time, which is why I don't do it often. But like, I mean, I get asked to collaborate like all the time, and it kills me when I'm just like, dude, I'm so busy. I'm so sorry. Like, yeah, we could do something, but like, you willing to wait like a few years because like I don't know when I'm gonna have time, but like in a dream setting, a YouTuber I would want to collaborate with. That's
because you know what's gonna happen after this. Whoever you say, the person's gonna be. There's gonna be people that watch this and then reach out and then make this connection. Not that I'm trying to facilitate that at all. But.
It's actually like I might go with either 331 E-Rock, which he's probably the most popular guitar cover guy on YouTube right now. But I mean, I'm already in contact with him. We've already been like in cahoots about at least getting coffee because like I live in San Diego. He lives in Anaheim, so that's just like an hour drive. I'd love to collaborate with him. But like I'm trying to think of like some like obviously I want to collaborate with another guitarist, but like how cool would it be to collaborate with like I don't know, Game Theory or something. You know what I mean? Like do something like really out there with a channel that doesn't do like what I do, in a way that like what if I did like some kind of medley or something and also like that like talked about how the music works in like in a kind of game theory scenario, yeah. Or like that's kind of what I'm more interested. Like, yeah, it'd be cool to do Sonic song with, you know, my roommate Jonathan Young or something like that. And like obviously someday that'll probably happen. But like I think the thing that interests me the most is like what could I like make that's never been done before with whatever the hell my skill set is. As far as anybody else in the entire world, oh hey, it's Wolf 21. As far as anybody else in the entire world, I don't know, Avenged Sevenfold. I mean, lame answer, I guess, but
let me throw this one at you. How would you arrange, or how would you put together a collaboration with someone, say you and someone like Smooth McGroove? What do you think?
I mean, he's a drummer. I actually know Smooth McGroove pretty well. I mean, that one's tough because
like acapella and guitar. Could you find a way to mash that up?
The second you incorporate instruments, it's not acapella anymore, right? So with something like that, I think it would have to be we would have to just incorporate a lot more vocals into the cover. I feel like you know, Smooth is definitely the kind of person that would be totally down to do something like that. But again, like me, it's just like there's no time. We're both really, really busy. Yeah. Really, 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 really busy.
And speaking of that, so what's the plan from here on out? Because I know that you have a lot going on, and you know you have a podcast, and but what does your music look like from here on out? Because you've had, you know, one of the things I brought up in your bio is that you've been featured in The Binding of Isaac and Crypt of the Necrodancer. So you've hit in so many. I'm gonna assume your goals, like you're in games.
Oh yeah.
You have a huge following on YouTube. You know, so like what's next for you? Like what's the next carrot? What's the next thing you want to achieve?
I feel like, honestly, yeah, I kind of did. Like as of now, just coming back from playing Magfest, I mean, most of my goals are hit. I mean, like, I guess I could say like I want to get 500,000 or 1 million subscribers, but I don't really care. Yeah, it means more people are going to listen to me, but like the kind of stuff that really interests me is like getting to work on projects and stuff that are like really, really cool. And so I think now it's to the point where like my goal is to sustain what I'm doing. Is to kind of like I'm doing I'm I'm doing some dope shit right now. I don't know how I ended up doing that, but I hope I don't stop anytime soon. So I think that's all I'm really caring about.
In terms of a publishing schedule for your YouTube, I got to ask, is there anything that's, what are your plans for that in terms of letting people know what to expect?
I'm
Besides
hoping
incredible, besides when you do release music, it's incredible, but in terms of like a structure.
I would love to fucking get back to way more consistent music. Right now, I'm trying to stay consistent with a monthly video, which is the monthly top 10 video. Usually around the beginning of each month. It's kind of like, like I released the first one in the beginning of January, and the last one in the beginning of this month. So hopefully, I haven't started it yet. It's the 24th, but I can get the next one, just slam it out on Twitch and get it done in the beginning of March. Other than that, I mean, I hope to upload some highlights from Magfest. But other than that, I mean, I'm working on a lot of stuff, but like a lot of that stuff is like secret. And I mean, again, I kind of want to keep a surprise. But there is more stuff that I am planning on uploading to YouTube, but it's all really early in its development, and I can't really talk about it yet.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what is keeping you so busy right now? Because I know it's a lot. Is there any of it that you can just, like, maybe just crack open the box a little bit and maybe we can see a little bit? Or, is there anything you can share at all? And if not,
yeah,
I'm not going to press.
I mean, I'm not going to release it anywhere on my stuff. I'm going to let it just kind of be like, you really got to dig for it. There was something at MagFest that I played that was a little bit of what you were kind of describing, like opening the box to what I'm working on. I kept it very vague, and I think people are going to read into it weird, but again, it's bigger than anything that I've done before, definitely. And that was like I played something. It's hard. It's hard to not give too much
at some
away.
point it'll be revealed to us. Or
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And honestly, the thing that kills me the most is it was something that I started working on like probably 4 months ago, and I hoped to have released it by this month, and this month it's just not even close to done. So the things that I can talk about, I've been working on a VST, which is it's a virtual instrument plugin for if you make music using a digital audio workstation like GarageBand or something. It's a guitar VST, which means you can use a keyboard that plays my guitar, and it's part of an expansion of a guitar. Like a metal guitar virtual instrument that already exists, and that should be coming out soon. I've been working on it for a very long time, since like last summer. I've definitely put well over 100 hours into samples and stuff for the guitar, and they still need a little bit more. So hopefully after that, like they can release it and stuff.
So for a complete nub, can you explain to me what that is? So someone like is playing their piano keyboard, and you hit like C, and it's Jules playing C on his guitar.
Exactly.
Got it.
And you can use it to kind of create different articulations that like vibrato and just like all sorts of things. It's not really like obviously a FamilyJules7x like virtual instrument so much as it's just like the idea of it is a really usable uh, guitar simulator,
Okay.
because guitar is definitely one of the hardest things to accurately emulate with a keyboard or digitally.
And
So
so who would be the user of this? Is this be someone who's like starting out? This is someone looking to add to their repertoire, and is this something they buy? Is it something available on a
yep,
library?
you
How does it work?
like the customer would definitely be somebody who wanted guitar in their song but didn't have a guitarist to record for them. So then they would buy this product, buy this. It's called shreddage. Buy this thing, put it in a program called Contact, and be able to just use a keyboard or sequence or program guitar lines using the samples that I made for the thing. And other guitarists were involved with it too. And it's more of just like a versatile what do you call it? Just program to kind of emulate guitars in your song, EDM, metal, whatever you want.
Yeah. Look at you expanding the portfolio.
I'm trying, man. I'm doing my best.
That's awesome. Okay, so you're working on that, and you were going to say something else, and I cut you off. I'm sorry that you were going to share.
I mean, playing live. I mean, that's been, the main thing of last year was bringing my set to conventions. I played MagFest, I played TwitchCon, I played PAX East, PAX Prime, too many games. I think that's all of them. But that's five more cons than I've ever played previous to that, So I knew that like I was taking a break from doing the weekly videos. I had some time to kind of work on. That was something that like I was spending all my time making videos that I had nothing to perform live, even though I was going to these conventions. I remember people saying, like, people kept coming up to me saying, like, "Hey, are you performing?" And I was like, "Well, no. I mean, I don't have like I'm a one man dude. Like I'm a one man act. Like I can't, just go up and play these things. Like I mean, I need like backing tracks and stuff." So that was the year that I finally like made backing tracks or taught musicians and was able to perform. So now that I can do that, I hope that like I have more time to go back to the videos and stuff like that.
Are there any 2016 events that you're playing at that you can talk about yet?
Yes, PAX East, I'm definitely playing at the Polaris booth.
Nice.
Probably going to do some. I'm probably going to play Necrodancer stuff pretty exclusively. Just kind of show off the game and play some of the tracks from the game from my metal soundtrack. I've been talking to MagFest to try to perform at the Jam Space again. For right now, I'll just say that'll probably just be backing tracks and stuff. But I am working on trying to get at least some of the people that played with me for MagFest to come out to that. We'll see.
Can you explain the Necrodancer thing? Because we kind of glossed over that, and it was a really cool feature in the game that some people may not know about.
Yeah, the guy who made the music for Super Meat Boy and Binding of Isaac worked on a game last year called The Crypt of the Necrodancer. And the whole game, the type of the game is it's a dungeon crawling, rhythm based roguelike game. Now, all that means is you take pretty much the original Zelda and you put a beat to it, and you can only move on the beat of the music. And Danny is an absolute genius. He's a music god. I mean, anybody who's played those other two games know that he's absolutely amazing. Can
you talk about your role in the Necrodancer?
Yeah, I was actually going to say, how that actually happened.
Yeah.
I mean, Danny. I've been covering Danny's music since probably 2012 or so, and he got a hold of me after I did like one cover of him. He's like, "Holy crap! Like this is amazing." I remember going to his house, and he was showing me this really early version of a game called Crypt of the Necrodancer. And I remember hearing the music and just being like, "Oh my, this is your best work, absolutely, hands down." So I remember just being like, "Hey, could you hook me up with some MP3s for no reason whatsoever?" And he did, and I went home and immediately started covering it. Because I figured, like, I'm going to cover this. This, obviously, like, I love this music. Game's not even out yet, but maybe I can backlog it or whatever. And I did the first three. I did all of the Zone 1 songs. And then I remember the Skype call very, very vividly, where I was like, "Hey, Danny, I want to show you something." I actually like. I remember sending him the first one. I remember him listening to it, and he was just like, "What is this?" Like, he didn't even know it was his own music. Um, and then when he realized it was like it was my cover of his Necrodancer stuff, like he went all wide-eyed, and then he was just like, "Oh my God!" And then I was just like, "Here's the second one," and then he was just like, "What the shit?" Listen to the whole thing. He's like, "This is amazing," and he was like, "Do you got more?" And then I was like, "Here's the third one," and he was just like, literally, like I guess he was just like, "I'm gonna call you back," and then like hung up the Skype call, called up Ryan, the guy who made the game, and was just like, apparently he was like, this spiky haired Jules kid is making metal versions of the soundtrack. Can we incorporate this in the game? And Ryan, he's just like, oh yeah, we can just I guess make an alternate soundtrack, whatever. I mean, he's like totally down to earth, totally down for like kind of like pushing the envelope of the game. And then Danny asked me to cover the entire soundtrack, make a metal version, and also asked EDM producer A Rival to do a third soundtrack. So now there's a metal and an EDM alternate soundtrack to the game, because I am obsessed with Danny's music, and I made him send me exclusive MP3s way before the game came out.
So, I mean, that's a feature in a game. I
Yep.
can't think of anything in recent history or at all that's like, all right, you flip the switch, and the entire soundtrack is different. I mean, it's the same song, but different.
Yeah, right. Like the only thing I can think of, I mean, you have games like, Final Fantasy X Remastered has the option to like go back to the original soundtrack or hear the remastered one, or Cave Story Plus, also Danny B could do that too. No, I don't know if there's ever been like on release there were remastered, reimagined versions of the soundtrack, and they're actually tied in with the story where. The new game, when you beat the game, the NG music is A Rivals, and then the NG+1 music is mine. So yeah, no, I thought that was amazing. The thing that I was mostly kind of thinking, like I've never thought of the Zone 3 music incorporates a lot of at least my version of it has a lot of polyrhythmic elements. So you have
What does that mean to Nubs?
It means you have like the guitar playing in one rhythm while the drums are playing something completely opposite. So a good example is in the first one, you have the beat, which is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but the guitars are going. Ba da 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 da. So like if the player is trying to keep the beat playing the game, but they're listening to the guitars, it's going to throw them completely off. So they have to figure out which part of the drums to listen to so that they don't fuck up. And like I thought it was cool because I never heard anybody had a problem with it. So because of that, I realized like holy shit, like people are like people are keeping rhythms in a polyrhythmic like something completely like rhythmically advanced really easily. So I was just like, whoa, that's really, really cool. And that was definitely one of those things that Danny was just like, Jules, what are you doing? You're ruining my soundtrack. What are these polyrhythms or whatever? Like, I mean, he's a drummer. He knew what polyrhythms were, but he was just, I think he was worried about like the just how applicable it would be to a new player. But no, it was a lot of pushing the envelope as far as music in a video game. We actually did you see we got nominated for GDC Best Audio in a Game for 2015.
I didn't see that. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. I'm heading to GDC in I think what was that 3 weeks, 2 weeks? Yeah, I'm really excited.
Is there anything that you're not gonna accomplish? Or I mean, like it's just been cool to see your growth. I mean, it's just like with
Thanks.
every year, like there's something new and there's something different, and it's just it's been fun to watch you ride, man. And
Thanks. I've just been trying to move forward the entire time, man. I've been again, like as I was saying in the beginning, I still don't feel like I'm out of my mom's room, fucking, fueling metal with Ben and Jerry's and Netflix, like original TV shows. But I don't know. I've never felt like, I mean, what does it feel like to make it or something? I still feel like I'm doing what I've always been doing.
Well, with all the success, man, it's awesome to see that you're still the same dude and extremely humble and you know, I want to thank you for taking the time to share your story. And is there anything that, you know, because we're gonna move to the next segment. Is there anything that you'd want to tell anyone that, you know, has aspirations to start what you've already done? You know, to start producing music and creating music and arranging medleys. What would you tell to a young Jules right now? Say he's age 14, maybe he's a little overweight in middle school and
can't talk to girls. Yeah, I'd probably tell him the hardest part is starting. The hardest part is just getting the ball rolling. And I mean, I know that goes for pretty much anything. I mean, I'm not telling you that. I know you know as well as anybody. Like, the hardest part is just, you know, just saying, like, screw it. Let's just, like, you know, break the wall down and just go for it. But then after you get into a habit, it gets a lot easier, you know, and all that stuff. I think I would just say, it's easy to get overwhelmed with, like, oh my God, look at all these other people doing it, or like, nobody's going to listen to this, or like, I'm never going to reach my goals. It's so easy to think in that way, but like, I mean, it's the stupid Wayne Gretzky, you know, 100% of the shots you miss, you're stupid. I don't know, like, just do it, you know, you know, Shia LaBeouf, man, just do it, like literally, like. That's it. Like, and that's the thing is, like, whenever I go to cons and I talk to people about, like, you know, I really want to start, but, and the second they say but, I know they're going to give me some kind of bullshit about, like, I don't have the equipment, and I tell them, I'm just like, dude, I started with, like, I had my iPhone, my videos were shit, they were standard def, like, you know, I did all my stuff on one guitar, and, like, I just started, man, I just went for it, and, like, that's the thing is, like, no, you're not going to start off with the best equipment. You're not going to start off with all the skill in the world, but you are going to start off with a unique element. You know, whatever it is that makes you is something that's worth watching and worth putting out there. So just fucking do it. Like that's all like I feel like people need to hear is just start and keep at it.
All right. So from Jules's motivation to the young 15-year-old Jules out there, we're gonna translate, or we're gonna shift right here into 21 questions, Jules. This is a segment of the show where I'm gonna ask you 21 quick questions, and what we're looking for you is just your first response. I don't want you to think about an answer; just want you to rapid fire.
I like this. Okay, go.
All right. So no thought. We don't want to hear just the first thing comes to your mind. All right.
All right.
First one: a new song every Tuesday or a new album once every 6 months.
New song every Tuesday.
Okay. Coffee or iced coffee?
I said iced coffee.
Okay. Collaborations or solo?
Collaborations.
Massachusetts or California?
California. Don't even.
Michelle Heafy or Thunder Scott?
Oh, come on!
You can't think. You can't think.
Thunder Scott. I've known him longer.
Okay. By the way, it's completely unrelated. That's the trinity of me. My favorite trinity. You led to Thunder Scott. Thunder Scott led to Michelle Heafy. It's just a matter of time for the Triforces United. All right, next question. PAX East or MagFest?
MagFest.
N64 or PC?
N64.
YouTube or Twitch?
YouTube.
Sevenfold or VGM?
VGM.
Well, I don't remember. I have to go back and look and see what your first response was, because it was Sevenfold, wasn't it? And then you censored yourself.
It's hard because, like, Sevenfold started me in music, but like VGM, I feel like I mean Sevenfold is only the music that, like, it has, whereas VGM and like that's a lot of music. Like, I feel like that has more, whatever.
Okay, so final answer would be VGM.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry I'm taking so long. I'm just like, these are hard, man.
All right. Next question: Princess Peach poster or Game of Thrones Mother of Dragons poster?
Princess Peach poster.
Okay.
Are you referring to the one that I have?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Dude, this is like my prized possession right here.
Yeah.
The Marilyn Monroe Princess Peach one.
Yeah, that's a staple in some of your videos.
Yeah, I can't remember where I got it. I think I got it at, like, PAX East or something, or like Kineticon or something. Like, but I really wish I could find that so I could, like, credit the. It's definitely my favorite poster I own.
Speaking of your background, you showed me something before the show that I've never seen before. Can you show it off real quick?
There's an easy dick joke there, but I don't even remember. Was it?
There's a button on your desk that you hit.
There's a oh yeah, I forgot to This is just something I thought would be cool. It's like I have like these lights behind it that kind of give it like this like stagey lighting in my room.
Studio feel. That's sweet, man. It's a lot different than up in your mom's attic or your bedroom.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's much nicer in here.
All right, cool. Next question is GoldenEye or Kirby?
GoldenEye.
Okay. Here's an interesting scenario. Okay, you can never hear Dire Dire Docks again, or you're only allowed to play Lavender Town remixes.
Never hear Dire Dire Docks again. It's my favorite, but there's a lot of really good ones too.
Okay. All right. Next one: medleys or covers?
Medleys.
Mario or Link?
Link.
Okay. Live show or music video?
Music video.
Okay. Never getting asked for tabs again, or never getting asked where you get your T-shirts again?
Never tabs. Absolutely.
Okay.
No contest.
All right. Acoustic or electric?
I'm gonna say electric.
Okay. Favorite Twitch emote? Kappa or Craigasm?
Craigasm.
Okay. Coldplay or Nickelback?
Coldplay.
Okay. There's a specific one. Never play acoustic guitar again, or never drink coffee again. So you still have electric guitar in the mix.
Yeah, it's got to be acoustic guitar. I never play acoustic guitar again.
Okay, so
I need coffee, man.
Okay. All right, so no more. So you'd smash your acoustic guitars before you'd give up.
No,
coffee.
I'd set them carefully ashore. I wouldn't smash them. I love them, but
okay.
I don't know. Like, yeah, electric guitar is. I mean, but then I guess there's other forms of caffeine intake.
Confirmed. Jules hates acoustic guitar. All right, last one. Danny B or CS Guitar 89.
Oh, fuck you. Those are not even like the same thing. No.
You have to. You're gonna wave the white flag on the You've done 20. There's just one more to go.
Well, like. All right, I'm going to go with Danny B because CS Guitar 89 needs to get a better time zone and Skype call me more often. If Casper bros it up with me again soon, I'll change my answer. But it's got to be Danny B for right now.
Because we didn't talk about that. You know, in one of your early vlogs, when you hit a milestone, you're like, hey, CS Guitar. You mentioned it briefly. CS Guitar 89 was one of your inspirations for even starting. So
yeah, definitely.
So
I mean,
so you're just gonna throw him to the wolves and
yeah,
all right.
Yeah, screw him.
All right, cool. We're gonna go to one more segment before we take a quick break. And we're just gonna take a small handful of questions from the audience that they called in and left a voicemail question for you. So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna play these and give me one sec here. All right. So the first question is from J Bro. Here it is.
Hey Dan and Jules, this is J-Bro from Twitch. My question for you, Jules, is you're mostly known for your guitar covers of video game music that you do on YouTube, but I wanted to know, are there any instruments that you play that people might not know about, or are there any instruments that you might want to learn that you don't currently know? Thanks a lot, and good luck in the Shooting Stars Live Gauntlet, man.
Thanks. I try to incorporate all the instruments I know into my videos, like even if they don't make any sense. I played cello in a few covers, and not well. I'd like to get better at cello. I left my cello in Massachusetts, so I got to buy a new one. Instruments that people might not know I play.
Ocarina.
I mean, I play ocarina in a bunch of my covers and stuff. So I feel like if you watch my videos, then there shouldn't be any surprises. But as far as instruments that I would like to learn, I'd like to learn a brass instrument at some point. I'd like to learn. I really like harp, but like, how do you learn that? You know, like that's you got to buy a harp or something. I don't know. One instrument I would really love to learn, and actually probably more so than the last two, is sitar. Okay. Which is that's a Japanese instrument. It's I don't know if you've ever seen like the pan,
the half man half things played.
they got like they usually have like the Fu Manchu, and they have like, and it's like this like weird like bongo shaped thing with like this really thin stick with a string, but they play them with these like freaking just like almost like fly swatters. It's really really cool. But like, and they have like this weird like twangy plunky sound, but they're so stylistic to this cool like just Japanese style of music that if you YouTube search oh my God, you know what? I said the wrong name of the instrument. Holy crap! Not sitar. I meant shamisen. Shamisen is the instrument that is. I think sitar would be cool too. Sitar is that's like the Indian instrument. That's like it has that like bow, 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 when you play the strings. I played an electric sitar at a guitar center in LA once, and like I sat there and I just played like every video game song I knew on like this sitar. It was like really rad. I'm very tired. I haven't had enough coffee. Shamisen is the instrument that I would really like to learn, but apparently they're like impossible to get your hands on in the United States. You have to get them imported. Yeah.
Got it. All right, cool. We're going to take one more question. This question's from Amanda. So here she is.
Hey, Jules. What is the worst you've ever gotten angry at a video game? Have you ever smashed a controller or punched a wall?
No. I was gonna pull something up. I think when I was younger, I think I was a little bit more ragey with video games. But then when I started playing things like Super Meat Boy and stuff, like you can't get through those games if you're like particularly ragey. You got to be very patient. What's his name? Artorias from Dark Souls was probably one of the more recent ones that like I almost like broke my controller over. He's just Artorias is just absolutely insane. He's actually part of the DLC for the original Dark Souls, but definitely one of the most infuriating fights. Oh God. Other than that, I can't really think of anything. But yeah, probably.
But confirm you've never busted a controller. You've been able to control it.
Yeah, pretty much. Probably angriest I've ever been playing a game is Dark Souls.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we return, we're gonna put Jules through the Shooting Stars Ultimate Challenge, which is our version of American Gladiators, to see how Jules stacks up against our previous guests. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, and we're gonna see how we know Jules is an expert guitar player. We're going to see him flex his gaming skills here in a few short minutes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll be right back. Also, I want to thank both Wolf21 and Rockley Smile for the host. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. It's much appreciated. We'll be back in just a few short minutes. All right, guys, we're back with the next part of Shooting Stars Live here with FamilyJules7x. We're going to put Jules through the gauntlet. He doesn't know what to expect. So we're going to go ahead and open this up right now. Jules, what do you think you're getting yourself into right now?
The most embarrassing thing I've ever done on Twitch.
Oh, come on, Jules. You've got some skill. All right, so the first game we're up. If you guys are unfamiliar with this, so we're going to play a series of 3 games. And Jules is going to go up against our previous guest. Currently in the #1 spot is professional Halo player Snipe Down, followed by Wolves at My Door and Dakotas. And last week, KYR Speedy and Mathis Games are both knocked off the leaderboard. But that's neither here nor there. We're here to focus on Jules's incomprehensible, phenomenal gaming skills. And we're going to open up with our first game, Jules. So here's how this game works. So Quake Live, we're going to play 2 5-minute rounds.
Okay.
And in each round, there's no penalty for death. So you can die as much as you want. The way you get points in this one is for each kill. So each kill for you is going to be 25 points. You're going to be going up against 2 bots and myself. Okay? So don't worry about dying. Just get as many kills as you can in 5 minutes. Pretty straightforward, huh?
Okay.
Any questions?
I'm sure I'll have questions when I'm playing, but no, not right now.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this set up here. You are on the blue team, so Jules will be representing the blue team. We're going to go ahead and start the match here. So Jules, the match is going to start here, and I'm going to pause it right away to unbalance the teams, because it wouldn't be fair if the teams were balanced. It's got to be balanced against you. All right, so I'm going to go on the... Jules will be on the blue team. So I'm going to go on the red team, and it's going to be myself, Orb, and Angel versus Jules. Jules, you ready to go?
Yeah.
You nervous?
Yeah.
All right, good luck, man.
3, 2, 1.
All right, here we go. All right, so Jules is in blue right there. Oh, he's got a different avatar. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Jules, what's your experience with FPS games? We know you're a fan of GoldenEye. Has there been any other FPSs that you got into?
Yeah, I mean, I played my fair share of Doom and stuff. Medal of Honor, definitely.
Mainly console? Will you play console FPS, or would you play any PC?
Yeah, mostly console FPS. So actual like using keyboard and stuff is not my forte at all.
It's okay. This is all just for fun, Jules. No one's gonna make fun of you.
Out of ammo. It's not fun.
So right now, Jules he's logged 1 kill, so he's got 25 points on the board. We got 409 left to play in this round, and I'm more impressed that Jules was able to figure out how to change his character. He's the first guest on the show that has not played with the default Sarge character.
Yeah, it's been the entirety of the break just customizing characters. It's the first thing I looked for. Not mouse sensitivity or anything. It was just making sure I looked good when I died a lot.
That's all right. So, was your first FPS that you played would have been Doom for SNES, or was it GoldenEye?
It was probably GoldenEye, and I went to back to the basics and stuff.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Nice kill. Nice kill. All right. So Jules has 2 kills. And we got 3:25 left on the clock for the first map. So this first map, Jules, just so you know, is a lot more open. So traditionally, this is a little bit more difficult map, at least for staying alive. And the second map is a little bit harder to get kills, but easier to stay alive.
Cool.
The real question is, nice. Are you going to be able to talk and kill at the same time? Nicely done, by the way. So you got 4 kills. Not bad. So
Quick stroke of luck.
One of the things we didn't talk about, we didn't get a ton into, is some of your favorite games as a kid. Do you have outside of GoldenEye, do you have a game that is like instant nostalgia, one of the best gaming experiences you had as a kid?
Definitely, yeah. I always say my favorite game is Jet Force Gemini. I got the most fun out of that one as a young child. Other than that, I mean, any Super Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, all those like classics. I think those were probably my favorite. My first few games were like ever. I think I found like an NES or something at a family house or something, and all they had was like Legend of Zelda and Duck Hunt, Super Mario Brothers, all those basics and stuff.
What was your first console that you owned in your home?
Probably N64.
N64, okay. Oh, you can always guess someone's age by the first console they had there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I knew that, like, you know, there was way more to video games than just, like, the N64, I'm out of bullets. So I definitely, like, after, you know, a little while, definitely went back, tried to play some of the, you know, like Doom, some of the early NES games and stuff.
Impressive.
Jules, you got 7 kills. You racked up 1.6k damage. That's pretty good with 1:30 left. For someone that doesn't play mouse and keyboard FPS, you're hanging in there, man.
Actually, I mean, I lied. I played a little, like, Counter-Strike and stuff.
Oh, now you throw that out there.
But not for a while, and I was never good. I was super casual, super filthy casual. Damn it.
So when you're like, after a long day of work and you want to relax, is there a genre that you want to throw in outside of Netflix and chill that you like?
As far as games?
Yeah, game genre.
Yeah, I mean, I'm anything like indie and stuff. I mean, I love sitting down with games like, I don't know, like if I'm trying to relax, it's usually games like Papers, Please or like FTL or something like that. I've been playing this game called Mini Metro lately. Have you seen that one?
It's a little bit. It's older, right?
No, I think it came out recently. It's pretty cute. It's like and like super minimalist, where like you have to make metro lines to like different parts. It starts off like super easy and super you know, whatever. Just like connect one what do you call it? One metro station to another, and then eventually more stations come up, and it gets hectic because you can only have so many like different like metro lines. And it's how'd I do?
You did good. I mean, 12 kills in the first round. That's pretty good. I mean, that's
cool.
I would tell you if it was a shabby score. If you're in double digits, that's a strong to quite strong score. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna change maps. I just need you to join the same way you just did by right-clicking. But that sounds cool. Now I've seen it. It looks like if you were to look at a metro map, say in Europe or something, it's just essentially that game. I mean, that visual, but you just have to connect them all, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm really like, I really love just simplistic games like that, and just ones that are just like start super simple, you can jump right in, and then get really complicated really fast. A game like that, you ever play Artemis?
I've never played Artemis, no.
Artemis is cool. If you got like a bunch of people, it's essentially like, I don't know how into, are you into like a lot of sci-fi stuff at all?
Yeah. Oh, is that the one? It's like you're controlling this, like essentially a Star Trek ship, and it's like
pretty much.
You got shields, you got radar.
Yeah, and that one's cool because like you get into it and it's a little complicated, you know, but like the learning curve's like really easy. Like by the time you're like, you know, 5 minutes in, you're talking like, you know, Captain Picard. It's pretty cool. And
is that that's like you bring your laptop to someone's house and then
yeah, you or iOS, or you know, you can find an app for it and stuff. It all works.
Got it.
Confirmed it, yeah.
Yeah, I had to kick her because she was the wrong difficulty about that. So I wanted to make sure it's fair and balanced, Jules, so you're not going against someone more difficult than any of our other guests.
Right.
So Nightmare Icon. Okay, cool. All right, so Jules is going to be... Actually, I need to slide these guys over. Jules, I'm going to put you... You were red last time?
It was blue last time, I think.
Okay, let me move you to blue then. All right, cool. We're going to get this started, and then it's going to pause again real quick so I can unbalance the game, of course.
Okay. So much. Yeah, I never got to play Artemis at MAG, and I was really upset about that because it seems like a cool situation to be able to like just play, like try to pilot a Star Trek ship with a bunch of people you like never met before.
All right, cool. You ready?
3.
Yep.
Good luck, Jules.
2, 1.
All right, cool. Let's do this. All right, so any outside of gaming, what do you do in your free time to chill, hang out?
I love going out for sushi, getting coffee, dig around on my phone. Spend probably the majority of my life on Reddit.
Really? What subreddits do you frequent?
I usually just r/all, honestly, check out what's going on. But I mean, I don't know. When I'm, Usually when I'm going to specific subreddits, it's usually like a show or something that I'm watching at the time. So I'll watch like if Game of Thrones is going on, I'll definitely be like really active on the Game of Thrones subreddit and stuff like that.
Like, are you contributing to like theories, or are you just like sharing thoughts?
Just reading.
Oh, or you're like a lurker on Reddit?
Yeah, I'm total lurker.
Okay. So Game of Thrones, what other shows have you enjoyed or that are you watching right now?
At the moment, nothing. I'm really excited for House of Cards, the new season of that to come out.
Okay.
I don't know. Oh no, my connection. Oh, here we go. I'm not just saying that because I was getting hosed by you. Because actually I got the connection interrupted screen.
Were you a Breaking Bad guy?
Yeah! I am up to date with, what do you call it? Better Call Saul and stuff like that.
Nice. Did you watch Dexter?
Yes, I didn't finish it. I was told not to.
Okay.
I heeded that advice because I was a super huge Dexter fan, but I heard the last bit of the season flopped, and I was like,
you didn't want to ruin it for yourself.
Yeah, I wanted to keep Dexter a good experience, so
got it.
I'm kind of happy I did.
Do you have a favorite show of all time?
Favorite show of all time is probably Metalocalypse.
What is that?
It was an Adult Swim show about like this the biggest band in the world, and it's like a cartoon and stuff. It's pretty much just this band with more money than like God, fucking running around and just being idiots, but they're like in a brutal metal band. And it's really good, really funny. I mean, obviously it appeals to me just because of my interest, but
like brutal as in they're not good, or is brutal like a
no,
subgenre of metal?
They're really good, but like people just like die at their shows or whatever, and that's like customary because it's just a metal show. It's really rad. It's a great show. I think they're trying to get it rebooted because I don't know if they got canceled or whatever, but yeah, I very much would like to see more.
Does this might sound like a random question, but does your brother listen to any of your music that you know of?
Yeah. He's a way bigger gamer than I am. Like he's actually like a little bit more of an avid like Counter-Strike player. He watches Counter-Strike streams and stuff like that. I'm like he's definitely way more competitive than I am, whereas I'm way more casual.
Got it. Hey, one of the things I didn't ask you is where did FamilyJules7x come from?
Oh, that's a story. So when I was in high school and stuff, I actually I hung out with a lot of like dumb kids and got into a lot of trouble or whatever.
What do you mean by dumb kids? Like IQ or just did dumb stuff?
Just did dumb stuff. Okay. Usually I was just kind of like running around with them and being in bands with them, and it was just kind of like the kind of people that like would be in a band because they wanted to be in it for like girls and drugs, but whereas I wanted to actually be in it for the music or whatever. There was one guy who like really kind of fucked me over, and he used to call me Family Jules, and he was the only person that did that. And I kind of like, it's. I feel like most people like assume that I go by Family Jules because it's a funny name or whatever, but like. It's actually like kind of like always a reminder to me that like I can take something that was really negative and kind of make it something like super positive.
And because one thing we didn't talk about is your real name, and Family Jules comes from.
Yeah, my name's Jules.
Yeah. But I'm trying to drill you.
Yeah, you got me.
And then the 7X. Hold on, real quick score update. Jules has 4 kills on this floor. Where does the 7X come from? Got it. So then, did you know right away when you started your YouTube channel that was going to be it, or did you have to like think about it for a minute?
I actually had videos before that was off of that name, just like random shit I was doing, and I deleted them.
What were they?
What
were they?
I think there was one where like my friend like pissing on a car radiator to cool it down during the summer or something. It was just like a bunch of weird shit. But, like at the time, like it was just a YouTube thing that I was just like posting videos to show my friends and stuff, and then I just deleted them all. Yeah, that was not nearly as good.
It's a tougher one to score points on. So Jules racked up 5 kills in that one, and I believe 12 in the first. So we have an impartial judge tallying your score right now. Jules, how do you feel that you fared on Quake Live?
Better than I thought I would do. I thought it was going to get wrecked, but I got some kills in. So
yeah, no, you did a great job, man. You did
cool.
Excellent. All right, cool. So we're going to move over to our next game. Real quick, there's a question in in chat that said they want to know if your brother streams.
I think he wants to, and definitely when he starts doing it, I'll feature him and stuff. But yeah, no, he's really cool.
Is he older or younger? You said
Younger, very younger.
So would he be? I mean, this is the worst joke of all time. Would he be 8X?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Well, no,
I had to.
he'd be because he's after. Yeah. Cool.
That's the worst joke of all time. All right. All right. So the next game Jules and I have up. Jules, when you get to the keypad, let me know, and I'll give you the number.
I am at the keypad. I want to see if this game might be a little bit easier to use a controller
Yeah,
for.
yeah, definitely use a controller for this one.
Guess I'm online. Join. Okay. Yeah. Give me it.
Okay. So the number is 27329. And real quick, for those people that don't know, Brawlhalla is like a flat version of Super Smash Brothers. It's a free-to-play game. And Jules, here's the way the scoring on this one works. And just for the record, in the first round, you had 17 total kills, which is 425 points. It's a pretty good showing. All right. In Brawlhalla, we're going to play 4 3-minute matches. Okay? Each match is a different game mode. I'll explain each game mode before we get to it. But for each match that you win is 250 points. Okay? So that's a lot of arbitrary important points. One of the things I didn't tell you what you're playing for is at the end of Season 1 of Shooting Stars Live, there is a actual championship belt that will be sent out to the winner of the arbitrary gaming competition at the end of the season.
Cool.
All right. But anyway, so Brawlhalla, each match you get 250 points. So let's go ahead and jump into it.
Cool.
You picked your character. You're gonna go. Whoops. Hold on 1 second here. Are you in here, Jules?
I think so. Yeah.
Uh-oh. I think I screwed something up. Hang on. Okay. Cool. All right. So. Oh, there's 2 of me in here. Hold on. You got to.
Yeah.
I screwed that up.
Okay.
Okay, cool. We're in. All right, so I think. Oh, see, now you're the leader. Here, you gotta. Let's back out here.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
then, okay, you can join the same one now. Cool. All right, so the first game is just like, it's just like Smash. It's just you gotta knock me off and you gotta kill me. That's it. Straightforward. All right. They put in some new guys, so I'm gonna go with the alien, and Jules is gonna be Koji. So. Pretty straightforward. Have you ever played Smash before, Jules?
Yes.
Who's your favorite Smash character?
Falcon.
Falcon, really? Because the F-Zero tie-in?
Yeah, and I'm not good at Smash at all, so
Okay.
We'll see what happens here.
I'm gonna say that I think you're gonna do better at this than Quake Live, and you had a pretty good showing at Quake Live. That's just my opinion. All right, cool. So Jules is the dude with the ponytail, and I'm the alien. I'll let you.
I'm already fucking it all up.
All right, so you have a Microsoft controller, Xbox controller?
Yes.
All right, so X is attack. You can throw. I think you pick up that weapon with X. If you want to go pick that up.
I think I got one.
Oh, you picked one up?
Yep.
Okay. Right button throws, and then you'll figure it out. I just smash buttons. That's pretty much.
Cool.
There you go. So Falcon was your guy, Captain Falcon was your guy. Did you have a secondary Smash player, or would you only play with him?
Anybody that was equally as annoying to have to listen to say the same thing over and over again. Definitely, my strategy was I was bad at Super Smash, so I thought that I guess I could just annoy the crap out of all the players. No. No. Okay.
So right now, 2 minutes left. No points on the board. Jules hasn't knocked me off. I haven't knocked him off either.
Is there any like damage or anything? Oh yeah. I see it at the top.
Yeah, so like that meter, I think, changes color. Jules, outside of metal, are there any genres that you're into that maybe we wouldn't think you'd be into?
Oh yeah, I love classical guitar. I love ska. Punk is probably like punk. I probably have listened to more in my life than metal.
Really?
I'm a huge punk fan. Yeah. I love me some Rancid, some Distillers, all those guys.
Any rap or hip hop?
Oh sure. I mean, most of the rap and hip hop I picked up from like Tony Hawk and stuff. So like I love Gangstar. I also love Deltron 3030. I don't know. Just a lot of probably mostly hip hop and stuff, old school stuff. Jedi Mind Tricks is really good. Yeah, I like all that stuff.
Nice. Real quick, Jules is on the board. He's up 2 to -1 because he knocked me off. 45 seconds left to play. I know you guys can't see it if you guys are watching, but I'll keep you guys updated on the score. I'm going to try and get a cheap kill here. I'm trying to think, who's saying Superman and Tony Hawk? That's the Tony Hawk song.
Goldfinger, yep. They actually ended up not really, they kind of took a weird direction. I don't know, I feel like they got a little bit more pop punk than ska with their...
No!
Haha!
6 seconds left. Jules is up 3-0. I gotta get a cheap kill here.
3, 2, 1.
Nicely done,
Nice.
Jules. Nicely done. All right, so 1 round done. You're up 250 points for that one. Congratulations, man. Each game mode is gonna be a little bit different. So the next game mode is let me go ahead and get to this for you. Also, there's Rockley Smile said there's a way we can turn your name on. I don't know how to do that. But all right, so our next game is gonna be Brawl Ball. So essentially, what it is, you're gonna see this little golden football, and in it you have to pick it up and then essentially take it to my goal. All right, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay,
So that's the only way you can score points in this one.
okay.
All right. Yes. And if you want to pick your guy, then we're all good.
Was it just doing specs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't get past the thing there. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay.
Got it.
Sticking around and stuff.
All right, cool. Let's do it. So you're gonna be Koji again. I'm gonna be the alien dude. Good luck, man. You into football at all?
Not too much.
Did you ever? I know you're really into music and stuff. Were there any sports that interest you at all, or you just totally just never?
I mean, I'm interested, but I was never able to like really get into stuff. I mean, actually, the colors of my channel were inspired by the Boston Bruins,
Oh, nice.
which is the black and gold. It's actually a Dropkick Murphys song called I think it's called Black and Gold. And it's about the Boston Bruins.
Oh, cool.
And that's kind of what I had in mind.
All right, so to be able to pick up this football, you can't have a weapon, so you got to chuck your weapon with that right button, and then see these walls here. So I can run through my red wall, but I can't run through your wall, and vice versa. Does that make sense?
Right.
All right, so
I got you. Okay.
yeah, Dropkick Murphys. I just watched The Departed, and that's what they're.
Yeah.
You're from. I know you grew up in Mass. How close to Boston?
Not very close at all.
No.
I was on Western Mass.
What? Oh, nice score. Nicely done.
I didn't know I had to stay there, so I almost just like ran right through it. But yeah, if I had to pick a sport, probably hockey.
Hockey.
Yeah.
Did you do all your graphics and stuff yourself?
Oh shit. Yeah. No. My avatar was done by a guy named boy named Dark Darren A. Yeah.
Wait, Dark. What is it? Dark Darren.
Dark Darren A. Yeah. He also did the pretty much all of my album art and stuff. He did my thing for Arya's Ascent, and he did my thing for Nostalgia, which is my Christmas album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been pretty reliable with that. Oh god. Oh no!
Oh, save the ball! No. All right, so right now, quick score update. I'm up 2-1 on Jules, with 1:05 left to play. Nice score.
So
All
now
right,
it's
so it's
tied up.
2-2. Yeah, always could like tell by your brand. I don't want to call it branding, but branding. It just has a very unique feel. It's like very Jules-like.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Well, because even all the overlay text you use on your videos is all the same font. You know, seems like it's always been the same too. I don't know.
Yeah, I tried to stay pretty consistent again, like, you know.
You don't like jagged edges.
Exactly. Nope. I'm out. I am out. I am out.
no.
Okay. Oh, you.
Oh.
Shit!
Yeah, you have to. I didn't tell you. You got to walk it in. That's.
Yeah, no, I know. That was a total mistake.
All right, so I'm up 4-2 with 10 seconds left. Jules, pretty good showing though for the first time.
Thank you.
5,
It's a cool game.
4, 3, 2,
Oh,
1.
that hit a shot. That actually had a shot. Nicely done. All right, cool. So no points on that one. That's already racked up 250 in the first one. All right, next game is called Bombsketball. And the way this one is there's bombs and you have to hit a target. It's kind of like basketball. There is a scumbag strategy to this that I will not employ unless you figure it out. But the point is you don't get any points for kills. You just got to hit my target with bombs. Pretty straightforward.
Lord
Whatever you pick your dude will be ready to go. That was I'll tell you what, there's a small part of me that thought that ball was gonna drop under and score.
Yeah, I was trying. Yeah, the go for the Hail Mary.
Yeah, nice. All right, cool. So you're still running with Koji. What do you think of Brawlhalla so far?
I love it. It's cool. It just kind of seems like a more
2, 1.
it just seems like Smash with more games. It's cool.
All right, so this is pretty difficult. Actually throwing it on the target's a lot more difficult than you think it is.
Oh, okay. Yep, I'm getting that.
Nice shot. You can't. The bombs do bounce a little bit too.
Oh shit.
Nice. All right, so Jules is up 2-1. You don't lose any points for dying. So
Okay.
Jules, are you a Mario Kart guy?
I'm terrible.
You're bad at it.
Yeah, I wish I was. Oh damn, that was close. Okay, I'm starting to get the arc now.
What do you think is your most competitive video game? So the game that you feel like you're best at, even if it's a single player game.
F-Zero X. Definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
You never hurled.
But nobody-
You never hurled playing that as a kid.
F-Zero X? No, man, I loved it. It's the closest thing to just like an actual race as I could get then, so it was fun. But I could definitely see why some people would. There are all those like levels where like you're on like the pipe and stuff. Oh, nice.
All right, so it's 2-2 with 40 seconds left. Nice block strat. Oh, the
Oh
bounce
shit!
hit. Jules is up 3-2 with
No!
35 left. Nice block. This game mode grows on you a little bit here.
Yeah, dude, I like it.
25 seconds left. I'm gonna say it's gonna take 4 to win. 20 seconds left. Give me the bounce. Where's the next bomb? 15 seconds left. 14, 13. 4 to 3. Jules is up. I need to get 5. Jules is up 5 seconds left.
4.
Come on.
2, 1.
Oh, nicely done. You got 2 quick ones in like 3 seconds.
Win.
Nicely done.
Damn.
All right, Jules. So Jules has won 2 out of 3 rounds. Our last one is it's called Snow Brawl. I think it's basically what it is it's kind of back to you got to kill each other, but also you have unlimited snowballs, and so you get 1 point for every snowball you hit, and then 3 points if you knock me off.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Lord Vrax.
Pretty good showing, Jules. You're slowly creeping up some points, man. Nicely done.
Oh man.
The scumbag strat, by the way, someone wanted to know, is that you can take the bomb and just throw it directly down or up, which is kind of cheap. So I don't,
yeah.
unless you figure that out, then I don't do it. Most people don't figure it out because it's scumbag strat. All right, cool. Last
And
round.
plus it's yeah.
What's
I was
that?
just gonna say plus it's fun to try to chuck it too.
Yeah.
So
3, 2, 1, brawl.
All right, good luck, man. So this one should be pretty high scoring. So usually these end up in the 30s to 50s. Jules is up 2-1. And usually this favors me because I'm less skilled and I just spam. That's how I... Dude, you're focused, man. All right, so with that, I gained 3. So I'm up 7-4 with 2:30 on the clock. Oh, nice.
oh shit.
Nice, Jules. Nice kills.
Yeah.
I'm
I just don't want to choke on this last one, so I'm like...
playing defensive. Oh, nice. All right, Jules is up. The tie ball game, 10-10. 2:15 left on the clock. Musically talented and good at video games. Jules isn't human. I agree with that statement.
I'm lucky today. I'm usually not good at the games.
Jules, I didn't ask you, what's your single favorite cover that you've done?
Probably my Jeff Bush Gemini medley. That one came out it was just a lot of fun. I think that was kind of like the selling point of it. I really enjoyed working on it. I mean, it was from a while ago. Obviously, I've gotten better at like mixing and stuff, but I just like the music's a lot more fun to play and a lot more catchier to me.
Got it.
I also liked there was a GoldenEye one that I did. It was Aztec, where I got to do like flamenco guitars over like metal and stuff.
Nice kill. All right, so 17-15. What's one that, I don't want to say you're not proud of, but what's one if you could redo and that makes you cringe? Is there one that doesn't?
Yeah, my Route 4 cover, it wasn't totally like my fault really. I did that one with a friend of mine where he had drums, and it was just kind of like, I don't think he understood kind of what I was asking and stuff, but he ended up sending me like electric drums and stuff for the cover, and so then I had to kind of like try to mix the cover to accommodate for like one track of drums that he mixed himself and stuff. So it kind of came out really muddy, kind of weird. But it was still, it was fun, but I would really like to redo that because that's one of my favorite songs.
Which one is it?
Route 4 from Pokemon.
Okay. All right, right now, quick score updates. 25-25 with 40 seconds left. Just went 28-25. 35 seconds left. Nice. Come on. So Jules is up 31-28, 25 seconds left. This is big for you, man. This could be, if you pull this one off, it could be top 3. Get up there. Spam them. 14 seconds left. Jules is up 33, 31, 34, 31. Come on. No. I think that's a haymaker. 38, 31, 5 seconds left. I got to get a quick kill here.
4, 3,
No.
2.
No, you coward. Nicely done. All right, Jules pulled that one off. 38, 31. Jules, you won 3 out of 4 rounds in Brawlhalla. How do you feel about that?
Feel pretty good.
I would feel pretty good if I were you too. That's pretty damn good showing. All right, cool. So, Jules, one of the things I didn't tell you, okay, was the third game we're gonna play.
Oh God.
Okay, so you can sign out of Brawlhalla, but this third game we like to play, it's a game we call Your Life According to Others. Okay, and what it is, there's 8 questions, and you have to guess correctly your friend's response. So prior to bringing you on the show, I've spoken with 2 of your friends and got their opinions about you. This is a very difficult part of the show. However, it's rewarded if you get it right. So each correct answer for you is 500 points.
Jesus.
Okay. So are you ready to do this?
I'm impressed. You cheeky son of a bitch. All right, let's do this.
How confident do you feel going into your ability to guess your friends' responses?
I don't know, man.
So do you understand how this works? It's kind of like, it's almost like the dating game, kind of.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just impressed at how like orchestrated this all is. This is cool.
Well, I don't want to guess that, but let me ask this: any questions that you may be scared of being asked?
No.
None at all.
I know I'm gonna be pretty much surprised either way.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead. We're gonna get right into it.
Okay.
The first guest or your first friend that we asked was Wolf21, who's a streamer on Twitch, and you can.
I wouldn't call him a friend.
You can tune in and watch him. He streams all the time, and one of the things I love about Wolf, besides awesome streams, you can often find him featuring your songs on his stream, which is awesome.
He's a bro. Definitely one of the best streamers on Twitch by far.
So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna see what Wolf had to say about you. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So first question that we asked Wolf was, If he were to give you $10,000 cash, okay, and you have to spend it on yourself, so you can't give it away, you can't buy stuff for your friends, you've got to spend it on yourself. What do you think Wolf said you would spend it on?
Coffee.
You seem pretty resolved in that answer. Is that your final answer?
It was my gut feeling, so I'm feeling pretty good about my gut feeling.
All right. When Wolf was asked what Jules would spend $10,000 on, here was his response.
Just to give Jules $10,000, what would he spend it on? He has to spend it on just himself and nobody else. Coffee.
Yeah!
Nicely done, Jules. That's
Easy.
really difficult to do. And you nailed it. I was trying to almost rattle you a little bit to see if you'd get out. You wouldn't.
No.
Nicely done. There's 500 points for you, man, right off the bat. And we're just getting started. But that's, I mean, $10,000 worth of coffee. That's a lot of coffee, man.
I could drink it.
All right. Next question we asked Wolf was, what does he think Jules is going to be doing when he's 80 years old? So when you're 80 years old, what do you think Wolf said you'd be doing? That was impressive, by the way. I can't.
I mean, he knows more than anyone my obsession with coffee. Wait, when I'm 80 or in 80 years?
When you're 80.
Oh, when I'm 80. I was going to say 80 years, I'm going to be dead, man. Let's see. When I'm 80, Wolf would have said that I still doing what I'm doing now.
Which is, what would you quantify that as?
Playing guitar, making video game covers.
Okay. Final answer?
Yeah.
All right. When Wolf was asked what Jules would be doing when he's 80 years old, here's what he said.
What do I think Jules will be doing when he's 80 and why? Probably still trying to figure out how to make a cool YouTube video.
I'm going to go ahead. We have an impartial judge, but I think he's going to say that's correct. So you're 2 for 2 going into this, Jules. That's unheard of. 1,000 points racked up. I'm not going to throw it out there. The chat's maybe alluding that there's some foul play, but I know you, Jules. I know there'd be no foul play in this. All right, so next question. All right. When asked what celebrity lookalike to compare you to, what do you think Wolf said?
Okay, it could be two things. I'm gonna go with Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day.
Okay. Who was the other person you were considering?
Probably Sin Gates or something. Like, I mean, that's what everybody says. But like, I don't know if Wolf actually listens to a lot of Sevenfold, so I don't know if he would say that.
Okay, so
everyone listens to Green Day, so I figure maybe Green Day.
Final answer.
Final answer.
What's the guy's name?
Billy Joe Armstrong.
Okay. When Wolf was asked what celebrity he would compare you to, here's what he said.
I think I was drunk. Nice, Wolf.
If I had to compare Jules to a celebrity lookalike, I would say Meatwad, because he's delicious to look at, but you probably want to be around him too.
Fuck off, Wolf.
Can you explain who that is for people that don't know who that character is?
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah.
I actually don't watch a lot of Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but I mean, who doesn't know Meatwad? Yeah. But I appreciate. I'm okay with getting that wrong. I appreciate that you think I'm delicious to look at.
All right, and last question.
It is too perfect, Chatia. Shut
up. Last question we asked Wolf is, if you had to describe Jules in one word, what would that one word be?
I'm just gonna say sex.
Okay, why do you say that?
I don't know. I feel like Wolf and I are always just pretty much throwing back the no you're sexy, and different variations on that. That's probably the best guess I can come up with.
Okay, final answer?
Yes.
All right. That's definitely something that's not been responded before, but let's go ahead. When Wolf was asked to describe FamilyJules7x in one word.
I was gonna go with delicious, but I don't know.
Final answer is...
It's I don't know. Well, Wolf is claiming that he was drunk, so I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like he'd just be like, Jules, he's just sex.
So final answer is?
Do it, sex.
All right, here he goes.
If I had to describe Jules in one word, sex.
Yes!
When he said that, I'm like, what? He's never going to get this right. And
I know my wolf, baby.
Jules, you're 3 out of 4. You racked up 750 points. How do you feel, man? I mean,
my heart's like
this is real, man. This is real.
This is real. Holy shit.
We want to thank Wolf21. Thank you so much. Be sure to check him out on Twitch for helping out and being a part of this show. And I'll tell you what, for being able to hammer those down, you guys are on the same wavelength. All right. Next guest we brought on was Thunder Scott.
Oh, well, I'm glad I said him instead of Michelle then earlier.
So Thunder Scott, in case you guys don't know, he also produces video game covers, and Jules has collaborated with him in the past, and so that's how we know about Thunder Scott, but I know you guys are buddies. And the first question we asked Thunder Scott, be sure to check him out on YouTube. The moderator put a link in the chat below, especially to Wolf21 as well as Thunder Scott. The first question we asked Thunder Scott was, compare Jules to a celebrity lookalike. Who do you think Thunder Scott said?
I would guess that he went the Sinister Gates route. I would say that he said Sin Gates or like I'm trying to think of a second one, but like I'm trying to follow that. If he was serious, unless he said something dumb like Meatwad, then
what's final answer is?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Sin Gates from Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay. Final answer, Sin Gates from Avenged Sevenfold. When Thunder Scott was asked to compare Jules to a celebrity lookalike, here's what he said.
If I had to compare Jules to a celebrity, the easy answer is Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold.
Wow, you are lighting this up, man.
Whatever, man.
Dude, that's racking up the points. Nice.
I know my friends. You
do know
I guess
your
that's
friends.
What this is what, yeah.
Awesome. All right, the points keep rolling in for Jules. Next question is, we asked Thunder Scott, what's the most annoying thing about FamilyJules7x? What do you think Thunder Scott said the most annoying?
I'm sure he couldn't even list them all. If he had to pick one, that's going to be fun. It's annoying thing about FamilyJules7x would be, I don't know, man. That's tough, man.
Don't look at chat. I see you.
No. You're over. Okay. This is you.
Okay.
That's chat. I'm not looking over there.
Okay. I appreciate your sportsmanship.
Oh.
By the way, both in case you guys are watching this after the fact, both Wolf and Thunder Scott are in the chat. What's up, guys? Appreciate you coming out and also helping out the show.
Yeah,
putting a little added pressure on Jules.
Fuck both of you guys. Oh boy, most annoying thing about me is probably, he would say, probably how much either I meme on him or puns or my puns or something along the lines of like memes or something. I'm guessing.
What would be an example of a meme that you like frequently send his way?
It's honestly kind of like an inside thing. I mean, just pissing him off with bad jokes.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go with meme/puns.
Puns, yeah,
Okay.
something like that.
All right. When Thunder Scott was asked what was the most annoying thing he knows about FamilyJules7x, here's what he said.
Most annoying thing about Jules I can think of right now is that he does not record his video separately, and most of us do it in two separate little projects. But he just goes the extra mile and does them at the same time, and we're all just like, dude, you don't. It looks better because it's 1-to-1, but you don't have to do that.
He took
Interesting.
he took the serious route.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Okay.
What
Okay.
is? Can you explain what that means to like?
Okay. So a lot of the time, like you see a music video, right? You see, Drake's doing Hotline Bling or whatever. like he's not the song you're singing is not him actually singing, right? He's lip syncing. A lot of YouTubers do that with guitar too, just because it's easier. And honestly, like it's a lot of work to have have the pressure of getting the right take and the video shot look good at the same time. But when I started doing this, I was dumb and didn't know there was another way to do it. So. Like I honestly I kept doing it like that and I got better at it, and then I started realizing people were just like, dude, you don't have to do that. And now I'm having now I can't get out of it because I've been doing it this way the whole time. So damn.
So when we see you playing, it's actually you playing. It's not like Hotline Blinging it.
Sometimes it's I have to fudge some recordings or whatever because it doesn't end up perfect. So every once in a while, yeah, you'll see maybe a slide that doesn't line up, but that's because either the audio got fucked up or it didn't sound good when I heard it back later.
Got it. Thunder Scott is defending himself, saying, "I tried to be professional. I'm sorry."
No, I appreciate that. That's more of a compliment. So, I was trying I was trying to think of something that would actually genuinely annoy you. So that's the best I could think of.
I had to pull that one out of him. He's like, "I don't really have anything," because you're a good.
Damn.
All right.
Thank you.
Next question is: we asked Thunder Scott, "What's the nicest thing that Jules has ever done for you?" What do you think Thunder Scott said was the nicest thing that you've ever done for him is?
I mean, I've known Evan for a long time, and we've both kind of come from the same background, really. So I mean, I know that he probably appreciates just me talking to him and just kind of sitting him down and just being like, hey man, what's up? Nicest thing I've ever done. It's either featured a video or it's just sat down and talked to him on Skype or Discord or whatever. So, but I think out of those two, probably, I don't know, just late night chat, playing Minecraft or just talking.
Okay. So you're going to say just call it, I don't put words in your mouth. What's the final answer? We'll get it within the same realm.
Yeah, just kind of, touching base with him, seeing how he is and just talking about shit. Got it. Yeah.
All right. When we asked Thunder Scott, what's the nicest thing Jules has ever done for him? Here's what he said.
Nicest thing Jules has ever done for me. Well, back when I was first starting doing covers, my second cover, he even did a listening party for on stream. So when I was, beginning my YouTube channel, he really, really helped me out a lot whenever I had questions on production, just anything. And he does that to this day. So,
Jules,
I don't know, man, because
we just saw the teddy bear side of you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know, I'm blushing. I just got a notification on my phone for our interview because I thought it was at 7:00 PST. I'm an idiot.
Thoughts on the response from Thunder Scott?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of what I pictured. Something either featuring, helping him out, or just helping him out in general. I mean, I would be okay if you say that I don't get that one just because where I was going was kind of wrong, but.
Yeah, I actually don't make the call on that. There's an impartial judge. I'm not even BSing. So I'll check on that. So I'll check the response on that. But that's one of the things when I was talking to Scott and he mentioned that, I'm like, that's pretty awesome, And then I know I found him through you. I know a lot of people have found him through you, and I think that's cool for you to spend time developing those relationships and being a mentor to him. And I know not in a smart ass way, but you can see the influence that you have on him, even down to facial expressions, which I love.
Well, it's really kind of one of those things where, I mean, there's a lot of things I wish I had when I started doing this stuff, and one of those things was just somebody somebody to like talk to. Just, not even just like tell like. There's so many people that I'm sure you've been in the shoes of like somebody like, oh, can you feature me? Can you tweet me out and stuff? And it's really hard to do that because you're just like, well, I mean, I don't know if like, you know, my followers would be really into that or something. But when it came to people who are doing what I am doing and people that I know that I could help out, like what kind of dickhead would I be if I didn't, you know, help out, you know, somebody who was trying to do exactly what I was doing that I could just very easily like lend a hand to. I mean, that's something that I feel like is a creator's responsibility more so, you know.
That's amazing. I mean, and it's like kind of like there's Jules, and then you have like your tree of, you know, people you collaborate with and help, and it's like it's cool because it's, you know, it's just cool to see like he's grown along with you. You know, his stuff gets better, your stuff gets better, and everyone, like, you know, the fans, we get to enjoy that because, you know, you did that, which is awesome. Yeah, man.
I mean, we're all creators. I mean, I don't really see, you know, Thunder Scott as under me or any of these people like under me or anything. It just like we're all trying to do the same thing. So why not, you know, help out where you can, you know?
Yeah, no, I think that's cool, and I know we have fun with this segment, but to hear that, you know, someone else saying like how you've impacted their life and their channel, you know, it's just really cool to see, and it's not surprising, but it's just you know, it speaks to who you are as a person, and I think it was cool to see that.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, so last question from Scott.
Okay.
Under Scott is, if you had to describe Jules in one word, what would that one word be?
Bad.
Bad. You were like
bad.
Right away. You're like, why bad? What's the context of that?
That's kind of just a joke. I mean, like with like, I mean, I'm probably wrong, but I'm okay with it being wrong. My roommate Rich, he has this thing of like really dismissively just saying things are bad without even considering them. So like, it's really funny when somebody's just like, hey, did you get to listen to like, or did you get to play like this game? Did you get bad? just like without even like thinking. That's my first response. I mean, we all kind of steal that from Rich. I'm wondering if maybe I'm gonna go. Yeah, I can't think of anything else like off the top of my head that like rapid fire. I feel like I'm pretty lucky with my gut reaction, so I'm gonna go with just bad.
Final answer is bad. All right. So when Thunder Scott was asked to describe FamilyJules7x in one word,
I'm gonna be mad if it is something serious. And I'm saying,
here's what Thunder Scott said.
One word to describe Jules would be spiky. One word to describe Jules.
All right.
Spiky.
Spiky. You got me there.
All right, Jules. So as your points have been tallied up, you racked up 425 points in Quake Live. You racked up 750 in Brawlhalla, and you made some huge strides in your life according to others, and you have a total score of 3,175 points, putting you in second place overall, which is phenomenal.
Cool. That's awesome.
Jules, what do you have to say about your performance in the Shooting Stars Ultimate Challenge?
I wasn't expecting it, man. I was expecting to flop, but I guess I didn't.
I'll tell you, at the most difficult time, you stepped it up. I mean, you got 50. You batted 50% in the most difficult part of the challenge, man. That was really, really impressive. You got 3 from Wolf and 1 from Scott. I mean, talented at guitars, crazy. Talented at games. Is there anything you're not good at, Jules?
It's making me blush again. It's a blush cast.
But I want to take some time and really thank you, Jules. Thank you so much for coming on the show. You know,
thank you for all the support you've helped me out over the years, man. I really, really appreciate it. I mean, you're a really cool friend. You're really cool to hang out with at cons, man. And this is the pleasure is all mine being on your show. Like, absolutely.
I wish it's the pleasure is mine. You know, and if you were to pull up my iTunes library, there's like your songs are in the played in the 4 digits. I mean, it's incredible, and you know, I just want to thank you, you know, for not only coming on the show but for doing what you do. I know you provide, you know, a lot of distraction, enjoyment, encouragement. I know people that work out to your music, people that, you know, you touch a lot of people, and it's, you know, it's cool to see how you've harnessed your passion and not only use it to create things for other people but also help people along the way, and you know, you've done an awesome job coming on and sharing your story. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
But I want to take this time right now is I want to let people know where they can find you. So right now, they can find you at twitch.tv/FamilyJules7x, youtube.com/FamilyJules7x, and twitter.com/FamilyJules7x. Can you tell people about what to expect from you? And I know you have a podcast. Can you tell people where they can find you and everything you have going on right now?
Right. So, I mean, as far as just me, you got youtube.com. That's my main, youtube.com/FamilyJules7x is where you can see all my work. Twitter.com/FamilyJules7x is where I tweet. And yeah, I stream on Twitch. Other than that, I think you can check out my podcast. That's at either youtube.com/boyflop podcast.
We'll put the link in the description of the video and also in chat. But what is that about, so we know?
My two roommates, Rashadi B and Jonathan Young, are both YouTube musicians, and we kind of every week just sit down at the table and we just shoot the shit and just talk about our lives. Sometimes about YouTube, sometimes about music. Right after this, I'm going to be uploading episode 15, where we talk about like file names and passwords. It was weird. Like, we just kind of shoot the shit and see what comes out. We all got back from MagFest, and I don't think we wanted to talk about MagFest quite yet, just because of we're all tired, and maybe next week. But it's a lot of fun. We've had a lot of guests. We've had Toxic Eternity. We've had Aegisaurus, and some other people, and we hope to have more in the future. It's very new. We're trying to get it off the ground, and if you like it, definitely check it out. Thanks, Kevin, for the links. Other than that, that's really all, man. I mean, YouTube.
And we got a medley coming out in the next couple weeks, probably March-ish.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep. And then I will be probably performing at PAX East, and I'm working on maybe making out to Con Bravo in Canada. Maybe too many games. That's very close to my birthday, so I'm not sure. And then PAX Prime, I'm probably going to, and TwitchCon is actually in my city. It's gonna be a driving distance, so I'll definitely be at TwitchCon this year, regardless if I play.
Nice. Well, Jules, continued best of luck and success. Although it's not luck with you, it's just talent and persistence and staying consistent, man. I don't know how you do everything you do, but nothing but the best for you, man. Can't wait to continue to follow you in 2016 and beyond.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Make sure to follow FamilyJules7x. Just one more quick reminder, at twitch.tv/FamilyJules7x, where you can see him actually compose his medleys that he releases on the channel, his top 10 videos. You can also subscribe to him at youtube.com/FamilyJules7x, and he is just a minuscule amount away from 200,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is incredible. And also follow him on twitter.com/FamilyJules7x. Jules, man, can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Wish you the best of luck, and hope we get a chance to see you play live at PAX East, and just keep us posted, man. We love your stuff.
Thanks so much for having me, man. This was a blast.
All right, man. Have a good one, and make sure to check out Jules on all his channels and listen to his music and buy his stuff and just support him, because he's a good dude. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next Wednesday for the next interview. Jules, thanks so much, man.
Thanks.